This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
The laughs have started already. Hi, everybody. It's Friday. It's March 20th. It is the Knockem Day Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown. GovsRadio.com, the Knockem Day Comedy Radio Show. We have Angie Plajanos is here.
What's up, knockers?
Excuse me. And Danny Coronado is here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope everybody's feeling okay. Carl is watching. Derek is watching. Chris Thomas, Joan Krupiasher, John Wilgoose, Greg DiFilippo. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Gina Conjemi Coffin. All right, so first off, I guess because we're talking about it, everybody's talking about it. How you guys feeling? Everybody's good?
Feel great.
A little under the weather.
Danny's been coughing a little bit.
A tickle in my throat.
Bleeding out of my eye.
On my way here, I decided not to give the finger to this douchebag that cut me off. What I did was I pulled up next to him and I went. So that's my new.
It definitely have a good effect, I'm assuming. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's
idea.
a good one, yeah.
Well, normally I go like this.
Well, that might work too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my God, you should see, because people are like, they're all angry. They're like, they're like, yeah, they get disturbed.
Hang on a second. I'm being. Oh.
We have Angie.
No, I'm reading the comments. Carl Wooden says there's no sound. I have sound.
I also have sound.
He is sound.
So
Yeah, Greg DiFilippo says there's sound. Carl, must be something on your end. Sorry, buddy. Sorry about that.
So Carl just watched them.
Yeah,
You know,
that probably was
yeah.
pretty hilarious. Actually, it's
There's
probably
no
funnier
sound.
without the sound. You know what? You might want to keep it off. Everybody, turn your sound out. This is going to be hilarious.
Who was? What was that in class where Tristan was telling us that somebody, a comedian, they had his allotted time. Let's just say 7 minutes.
Yeah.
and he didn't have, or he finished his act before the 7 minutes was up, and he said like 2 or 3 minutes, and he just stood there.
Yeah, yeah.
He did tell us,
yeah,
right?
Just awkwardly.
Yeah, he
there,
said he just stood there. He's like, I got 7 minutes. I have 3 minutes to go. I'm just gonna stand here.
And apparently that guy was still like doing well. Like people were laughing
Yeah,
at
he.
him. It's like,
I don't think he said the name, but he said it was a known comedian.
Oh wow.
That's what he said. Yeah, thought that was wild.
This is also like how megalomaniacal that like I am anyway, but I'll extend it to all comedians. Is I'm like, was that me? Was that me? How am I gonna make this about me?
like there's like a hint of narcissism
Right.
to it.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Yes. No. It's strong. The narcissism is strong with this one.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Yeah, I'm having trouble with your mic, Andy. Switch. Yeah, put just
Push that to the back.
yeah, and then we'll just go ahead, say something.
Something.
Oh, there we go. Much better.
Much better.
Thank you, Danielle. I don't. That was weird. Yeah, that mic wasn't really coming through well.
Well, let me go ahead and I'll go back over here. I know. Otherwise, Sally's gonna freak out when she sees it and be like, "Get it out of his face! Out of his face!"
Hey, the phone lines are open. If any of you guys, I've said it every day. We're trying to still do our shows here. We're trying to keep laughing, and it's therapeutic for you guys. It's also therapeutic for us. So we're all in this together. So the phone lines are open. If anybody just wants to call and talk and tell us what's on their minds and tell us how they're feeling, we had yesterday. My friend John Wilgoose called in. He actually he was tested. He had has the symptoms.
How's that?
He was tested. He was going to get back to us. He didn't get his results yet, but he did say that the testing. He went down to Jones Beach.
Right.
5 minutes done. The test was done. He said the whole thing was run very well. They said they would call him today, but he said he already went through. Regardless of what he had, he already went through the worst of it. So he's already starting to feel better.
That's good, no matter what.
But he did send me a video. He was in. Oh boy, I forget where he said he was. He was in Europe. I think he said Europe. Forgive me, John. I forget where you said you were, but he went on a skiing trip,
Right.
and it seemed to be starting to catch on there, and people were getting sick there. But when they announced that they're closing the place, and everybody was trying to rush to get out of there and come home, they, like anybody would, they finished drinking first. And he sent me this
Well, they
video.
paid for those drinks.
Exactly. He sent me a video. Everybody was just kind of like, almost like, I don't want to say celebrating, but they were just kind of like they're showing the footage in Italy, people singing out of their houses,
like
or
on the
park-
balconies and stuff.
Right. This was almost like the same feeling.
I
Like
would
we're
be
going to sing
so
together.
angry. People playing
Trying to go
music.
to
It's so
sleep.
like, come on. I didn't ask you to fucking start singing.
Well, you're New Yorkers. So I think
I
they're
guess.
Well, he went down.
More of a
Jones Beach.
douchebag than anything.
5 minutes done. The test was done. He said it was. The whole thing was run very well.
Now I'm hearing feedback.
Bear
They
with me a
said
second. They would
I know
call him
last
te-
night they
Oh,
had
I
a
see
lot
what I
of,
did. My fault.
vibration.
My fault. Okay. So, all right. So, John, my apologies. I couldn't get the video playing yesterday, but today, as you can see, I have it, and I like to play it for you guys. And of course, my signal trouble.
Hey to the Asher ladies.
Here we go.
Love you guys.
Here we go. So this is basically like we're all gonna die. Let's just drink.
Right. And people don't know the words to the song. Which being drunk is the best way to do that.
Little did they know they were in the
No, in all seriousness, no. I do think it's nice. They're all just. To me, it's like Italy, like a sign that we're all in this together. Let's
Oh yeah.
let's just have a drink. Let's relax.
Well,
We'll get through it.
Did you see the Indigo Girls had a concert? That was amazing.
Yeah.
And really, what was very nice was actually everybody's comments through it of saying thank you for doing this and
Right.
we feel connected. And thank God for the technology.
Well, right. We've been picking on technology for so long.
Right.
Meanwhile, right now, where would we be without it right now? We'd
Right.
all be
Right.
flipping out, running around in the streets, smacking each other with baseball bats.
Being like, screw it, I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the late night talk shows are doing, like Fallon's been, posting from his bedroom. Colbert's been posting from his bathtub.
That was hilarious.
Hilarious.
So, and this is kind of like the double standard, though a little different. We were everybody was slamming those kids for being on the beach
Yes.
but this is all right. Just saying.
Yeah, but again, this was
No,
this
I
was
know,
like
I know. I'm just kidding.
No, I hear you, but this was like a week or so ago before it really.
Right.
Before everybody was starting to stay home and before businesses were shutting down. This was, kind of like the beginning of it. Say, hey, there's something going on. We should go home. You know?
There's something in the air.
Yeah.
That's what I hear that song was about. Phil Collins heard about coronavirus, wrote it.
So it was a prophecy.
Well, then there was a concert where coronavirus was attending. He made sure it sat center. They put a spotlight right on coronavirus, and Phil Collins sang it directly to coronavirus. True story. That's what I heard anyway.
It is amazing how he.
Well, you know that urban legend, right?
Yeah, that
The
brother drowned his brother. Or
It's
some
actually
shit.
about somebody
Yeah.
who drowned, and
I don't know about this.
I can hear it calling in the air at night.
Do you? All right. Well, Danny is in his 20s. Do you know who Phil Collins is?
Yeah, no.
No, really.
I recognize that as a name.
Yes.
That's a name.
It starts with a P, right?
He was the backup drummer for Genesis.
Yeah, that helps.
He was huge at one point. One of my favorite comic book characters hated Phil Collins. Guy named Ambush Bug. That's for all my geek peeps out there.
Wow. Yeah, you really get. See, now you lost me too.
Yeah. They're like, all right, Andy, you need to get out of here.
And I'm starting to cough.
Well, he was like Genesis was a band.
Okay.
He was the drummer.
Right.
Their original lead singer leaves. He starts singing. Still become famous. He goes solo. He puts out a bunch of like white middle-aged rock anthems.
Okay.
That are like, if you hear them, if you're like, this is Phil Collins, you're like, oh my God, I've heard this.
Okay. Because the name Genesis.
Well, the land of
The Bible.
confusion
Land of Confusion. Yeah.
was like their big one. It was like a video. It had like all these puppets with like Ronald Reagan puppets. It was, to give you an
Wait a
idea when this was.
second.
This
Wait a
is the world we live in. Oh, these are the hands we.
I like the.
Though I'd say Studio is probably what you would know before you would even know
because
that.
I've heard Studio like in American Psycho.
Right.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, yes.
That's
So-
Phil
so-
Collins.
That's Phil Collins.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Right. And he has this other song, his probably even his bigger hit, "In the Air Tonight."
Matter of fact, The Hangover. Did you ever see The Hangover?
Yes.
When
Tyson
Mike Tyson's
doing
like,
the drum
hold
bit.
on, do,
Right.
do, and he knocks.
That
Yeah.
song.
That's
Okay.
that song.
When it was a hit, there was this whole big rumor going around. What could the song be about? And then the rumor started going around that it was about Phil Collins. When he was a kid, somebody actually drowned his brother in a lake, and Phil Collins witnessed it.
Yeah.
And then all these years later, when he was big, he performed the concert. He invited this guy, and he called him out
and the
Right.
like a spotlight
in front of thousands of people. I know what you did, and sang the song to him, but it's not true at all.
You knew that I was drowning. You would not lend a hand.
Right.
Like those are the lyrics.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
like
I see. So there's like a conspiracy behind it.
Right,
too,
but he actually came out and said, "I have no idea what it's
Yeah,
about.
it's
These are just the words that
Right,
fit."
right.
It was a fucking song.
So, all right. So, speaking of now, so Greg DiFilippo just emailed me because one thing I was going to play this anyway. One thing that I also want to play is all these My Corona
Right.
parodies.
Well, that's what we talked about a while back.
Right. So I'm gonna here's one. This is Paul Esposito. This is his My Corona.
Caramba,
I don't know.
Corona.
Where's my sound here?
Well, the big one in your middle-aged, my-aged parents is Tangled.
Listen to me, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. China is the big reason why Corona need a toilet paper run. I need me some. Got to buy a case of those white Corona. When's it gonna stop? Had enough. There's no end in sight. Pretty soon they won't let us go on out at night. Why? Woo! Why Corona? Don't come any closer, no. Closer, no. This mask, it doesn't cover my eyes. Corona, Cuomo's closing everything. It has to be. If Taco Bell's closed, I might die. Corona, when's it gonna stop? Had enough. Gotta wash my hands. Everything's postponed. All alone. Can't make any plans. Why? Woo! Why? Corona.
Now he watches head bop like a muppet.
Well, that's what I'm like. Now we know why Ariana Grande is so big. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter what she's singing. She's fucking hot. You know, like
now
this could be genius. I'm like, I can't listen anymore.
Uh-oh, he's wrapping himself up.
Much better. Much better.
Now I get it. I was wondering why people bought so much.
Oh, okay. John Wilgus, who sent me that first video, he was in Austria. Thank you, John.
Oh, cool. Well, just because it was in Austria. I'm like, that's cool.
All right, just going back looking at the comments.
Florida.
Corona, all my kids are home with me. Insanity.
You're going to read my text while you're at it there, apparently.
Corona, when's it gonna stop? Had enough. I'm all out of sorts, nothing on TV. Killing me. Not a single sport. Why? Woo!
More text messages coming through on the top of the screen there.
Corona.
I'm like, stop.
So now you guys know what I'm doing this afternoon.
What is wrong with you?
Why? Corona.
All right, see, he even said there's nothing on TV. See, that's why we're still rocking here, so you can watch us all day long.
There you go.
This is so much better than
Right?
Price is Right from 3 months ago.
All right, so reading the comments, Danielle Asher says that she had a dream about me last night.
No, about Tom Galati.
Ooh.
What happened?
It's about Tom Galati. She
About
was
Tom
dreaming-
Galati? Oh, it says Tom. Damn it, I thought it
See
said
that
Tony.
narcissistic
Yeah,
streak we were
you're
talking
right.
about
Damn
earlier?
it. I got all
Gotta be about
excited.
me.
Damn it.
Yeah. Danielle's
she had a dream
totally
about-
dreaming about me.
Wow.
But now I really want to know what this
Oh,
is
I'm totally
about.
angry too. Know that at the same time, but I had to cut him down.
No, that's fine.
Could have let him go.
I
for a
appreciate
while.
it. No,
Let him
you're
run with
absolutely
it for a
right.
little
I needed
bit.
that reality check. Thank you. Thank you. Gina Conjemi Coffin says one of the best concerts she ever went to was Phil Collins. There you
Was
go.
that the one where he singled out?
That's what we
just
told the
keep
guy out.
perpetuating that.
Tom Galati says him too. He loved his Phil Collins concert.
See, but I'm glad to I know that now, sort of thing. Like I was never even aware of any of it.
Because didn't he do Tarzan, the music from
Yes, he did.
Tarzan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the voice sounds super familiar. Like
Yeah.
once this
Yeah.
the studio thing, like
Yeah.
but like that voice. Is
You
so
couldn't
unique.
avoid him when I was a kid.
Yes, absolutely. He was all over the place.
Like, and that's what was hilarious about this comic book character hating
Like he specifically
him.
hates that.
Yeah, because he like ends up going in a bar and Susudio is playing and he's like, it's like I can't be in here.
Kenny Friedman is watching. Hello, Ken Pichelle. Ken Friedman says he hopes this is a recording. Why? You scared? Kenny, you went live last night. You went live on Facebook, and
So-
you had, what's his name, next to you?
So here we are. It's March 21st, 1987.
Oh, I shouldn't even exist.
Susudio.
You're what, like -8?
What am
Yeah, I
I?
was
12.
still
I'm
my dad's
12.
nutsack
Well,
at this
I'm
point.
11. I'm going to be turning 12. 1987.
1980. How old?
I was 12.
12. 1987.
I turned 12 in late 87.
So I was 8. I was 17.
At 17.
And that's when Phil Collins was in his prime.
Right. That's when
It's a Phil Collins show, ladies and
Yeah, I
gentlemen.
can totally relate to it.
Michelle McDonald says hello.
A new sponsor for Knockem Dead Comedy, Phil Collins.
Jackie Cassiopo. Good morning, Jackie. What time for the ads, please? I don't want to be in the way of the planned callers. Ken, let's do it at noon. We're going to call Elio in a few minutes, and then Mark White is scheduled to be around noon. So we'll do the ads, and then we'll get Mark. Let's see, Pete Jenkins, Tom Galati. Bobby Inns is watching. Good morning, everybody. Danielle Asher says the Indigos concert was the best thing in my life lately. Sorry, Eric, she says.
Wow, that after that night of spending with me and Eric's wife and
Yep.
Rich Rada and Jeff Bosey, I guess that's chopped liver.
Tom Galati says,
You're happy.
Greg the Just is watching. Good morning, Greg. Tom is asking me, did you see the one from Paul? I don't know what that means. The one what from Paul who? Oh, the one that I just played, Paul Esposito? Sorry, I went back to read the comments. Yes, that's the one we just played, Paul Esposito. And if you play that backwards, he says, we're all fine, don't worry.
They are the egg. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Shelter in blaze. Shelter in blaze.
Taz is watching.
I remember I used to be into those, like play the record back.
I literally just showed my daughters the backwards thing, and there's a Soundgarden song that is, it's almost clear as day, but it's saying Santa.
Really?
Something with Santa, and we lost it when we heard it. And I'm like, I loved Chris Cornell, and I think he was probably smart enough to have worked that out, that if you play this song backwards, it says Santa is awesome or something. Like,
Oh, that's
It was
great.
it's clear as a bell.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Like,
That's great. Joey Cole is watching. Hi, Joey. Dr. Ken Pichelle has put together some lyrics to go with Pasusu, otherwise known as "Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up." That's our show
in the studio.
He put it to the tune of Susudio. Ken, I am not going to read these lyrics, and I'll tell you why. Because on Monday, you're going to have to call in and sing those lyrics.
Look, that's a lot of time to think about it and to get really anxious about it.
That's right.
Don't
All
mess
weekend.
it up.
Don't
Don't mess it up, Ken.
All right,
No
so
pressure.
all right, so while I still have the connection on the screen here, the call's coming in. All right, I had a call to make. But hello, Chris Thomas. Hello, Chris Thomas. Hello, Chris. It shows that you're on the line, but we don't hear anything here.
Screw it,
Chris.
I'm getting the corona.
Hello,
The Rona.
Chris. All right, Chris. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't. I don't hear anything on my end. I'm hanging up. All right, Chris Thomas. Sorry about that, Chris. I don't know what happened there. Oh, wait a minute. Chris, you there now? Oh, there you are.
Oh, now I hear it. Now I hear you. Hi.
Hey now.
I don't know what happened there, but hi.
Hi. So
How you doing?
I thought I'd call in today because this is. I have a couple observations I thought we could talk about.
I'd love to hear them.
So I think like people are starting to really complain, but if you think about it, people need to watch Catfish. I mean, people in their home have entire lives with other people that they've never even seen, and it seems to work out okay sometimes. Like they're proposing, they're planning marriage, they're sending money back and forth, and they never even see people.
But Catfish is the counterexample.
No, I think it's it's got potential. It shows potential.
What
I think
is?
it shows the
I don't know what
potential.
catfish is.
That's when you pretend to
What?
be somebody.
You don't know what Catfish is.
No.
He hasn't been catfished yet.
So
Wow.
you're kind of exposing his age. Ixnay on the ageism Iskray.
Tony, you don't know about this. First, it was a movie that he made about his own experience, and then there's an entire show on MTV where somebody has an entire relationship with someone they've never met in person. So,
Right.
Oh.
People create these entire like online personas, and then they join like dating websites as this online persona. So it's that idea of there's like a 37-year-old, 450-pound dude in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Right.
But online, he's a 17-year-old hand lotion model from
Oh,
Rio
okay.
de Janeiro.
All right. Yeah, I knew about that. I just didn't know that
And
that's what it was
people-
called. Okay.
But then people get
and
into like
people are like
relationships.
buying, they're buying engagement rings. Like they're that deep
'Cause
into
they've
So
the
they've never
relationship.
met in person.
Right.
But actually, sometimes they will meet in person. Like they'll even, I don't know. Oh, that's the purpose of Catfish, right?
Right.
Like,
Is that the
The
idea?
show.
Is that
Right.
supposed to be
Yeah.
the end result where they meet in person or no?
no. So the
No.
show itself kind of like investigates these cases.
Where people are like, I'm so in love and whatever, and it's always like this like socially awkward teenager who is sending all of his McDonald's money to this person, and then they set up a meeting in a park. Terry
Always in
McNeely
a
has
park.
a great
You're so
joke.
specific on like the
Well, no, the thing is, I'm thinking of Terry McNeely has a hilarious joke
Yeah.
about Catfish that, and I'm trying not to use any of the places
Gotcha.
that he uses. But yeah, and then they show. Usually the person doesn't show up, like at all.
They show, sometimes it's
Sometimes
really
they
the
do.
person, too.
Yes,
Oh, yeah?
and they are not at all what they were representing.
So all right. Now that I got that lesson, though, what does that have to do with? How
I
is
just
this
feel
a good
like
thing?
people are really complaining, but they need to embrace this, embrace this kind of other type of relationship you can have. I mean, like these people have entire relationships. Like he got me through the hardest time of my life, and
So you're right. So
No,
you're
I'm not
saying it's
saying it's
okay to
healthy.
catfish during a time like this when
I'm
most
not
of us
saying
are home most of the
catfish.
time.
You could be real.
Chris,
but
did you ever
these-
see Bad Moms with Mila Kunis?
Sure.
Okay, do you remember why things go bad between her and her husband? It's because he and this other woman somewhere are mutually masturbating online.
Oh, that's
Oh,
all right.
right, yeah. See,
So
showing
sometimes the technology can work against us.
get out there and have some, digital relationships. It might be a good outlet for people that are getting stir crazy. That's all I'm saying.
All
Is
I'm
it-
saying is, Chris's husband, sweet.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to ask. If Chris, have you been following this advice?
Have I? No, I'm in a house with 4 other people, a small house, mind you.
You need less
So
people
I'm
in your
okay.
life. Yeah. It's like less people,
okay.
less people.
It's close quarters out here. I'm not, but some people are like, we need to get out, or, just saying. So go have an online, I'm not saying mutually masturbate. It might be tight. Since I'm working at my dining room table, my 3 kids are homeschooling around here. It might be awkward if that starts, but...
Hey, they got to learn sometime, right?
I guess.
You are now the home teacher. Sex ed is still on the menu.
That's right. I'm teaching health class now, kids. Does anyone have batteries for my rabbit? Okay.
This is electronics. This is how you change batteries on the 1020 10,000D Satisfier.
That's right. Well, and Amazon is still delivering, so
Right.
we're doing all right.
That's right.
This is a car battery, kids. This is what mommy needs.
It's been a long week of homeschooling. We're going to have to up our game here.
Chris is immediately regretting this phone call.
It's like, I thought it was a good idea to tell people to embrace this. Boy, have they taken this the wrong way.
I also wanted to bring up, I know Mark White's calling in. I'm so bummed they canceled the May Day Festival.
Oh, see, I didn't even hear that. I didn't even know that. They canceled it?
Yeah,
it's
they
freaking,
just canceled it.
It's not until May. Things are
I
getting
guess
canceled in May?
Yeah, they canceled it.
That's
Well, probably for planning purposes. It's kind of hard.
I'm
with people's
sure that they're not
schedules.
selling any tickets. So sponsors are probably pulling. I mean,
well,
things are-
right. No,
Exactly.
yeah, nobody's spending money right now.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. Wow. Well,
So
yeah.
that's
Well,
the
that's the
thing.
thing. I want to ask Mark about it, and I know he claimed that he actually caught the coronavirus while he was up here the last time. So I want to get details on that. We're actually.
Really?
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Did
I mean,
he
we'll
test
see.
positive?
I don't know. These are the details I want to find out. I have not spoken to him in a few weeks, so I don't know.
And if you remember our last conversation with him, he when I was in, he mentioned how he would come out to Riverhead. So I sent him a message. I said, the May Day Festival's not too far
Sure.
from those that, your grandmother's house in Riverhead that you hated so much. You should drive out there before the show.
Traumatize
But that will
yourself.
not happen now.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully, I don't know what. I guess right now he's not doing anything, but.
Oh,
Well, hopefully
it's
everything gets
heartbreaking
rescheduled.
every
Hopefully,
day.
whether it's the spin doctors or governors, hopefully everything gets rescheduled and we get back on track soon, man.
Oh, these people are taking such a hit every day to the Paramount. Cancel, cancel,
Yeah.
cancel, cancel.
And that's
Governor,
the thing too. A lot of people, nobody really came out and said 2 weeks, but everybody seems to think we're just going to the end of the month and then
The schools started with the 2
right.
weeks now, but then Cuomo came out and said April 1st. So
Right. So in the meantime, it seems like every day is just like,
It gets longer.
yeah, like this is the longest month ever. We still have today, so we still have what, another 10,
Well, that's
11
because
days?
we're having to spend it with our family.
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry, did that clock go back?
Yeah, see, that's what Chris is saying. When
Right.
the kids
Thank
are
God
in-
it's not. This isn't happening in the fall.
Oh, yes.
And we lose the hour or gain the hour, whatever
Right.
the hell it falls back. Wait, I have an extra hour I have to spend with my family.
Well, that's the plus too. I mean, at least the nice weather's coming, so we can at least go outside or something.
Oh my
you
God,
know?
this is a leap year. God, we have an extra day too.
Yeah.
This
Well, that's
is
why
so
Chris is
sucks.
mad. Her kids are normally in school, and
Right.
she can't have her online relationships. Right
That's
now.
right.
You see,
That's right. I can't catfish.
We figured you out.
Some
That's
guy in
right.
Missouri
Could you
right
guys
now.
just like go outside for like a minute?
It's not. I've been trying to go outside, but it has not been that nice. Like
Yeah.
today is not that nice. Yesterday, so I really try to make them go down. What I did is I came out. I think I'm like ran out east.
Yes.
And I think there's a big Post article about how now. So I'm on the North Fork, but there's a great Post article about how all the Citiettes ran out to the Hamptons, knowing that they had the corona, and now Southampton Hospital, which is not exactly
Right. I got a
a
buddy. I have a
huge-
buddy in Sag Harbor, and he like while this was starting, his posts were like, "Well, the Citiettes are on their way out." I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
I
didn't
can't wait.
even
I
think
see them
about that."
turn off at Manorville Road. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So, but we're kind of out here in the small quarters, and it's serving its purpose. We don't see anyone. We go days like we don't see anyone, but it's close, buddy. It's close. Close quarters. So, it's good. It's good. We're staying away. What are we doing? We're socially distancing.
Yeah.
I've come
I
to
did
hate
offer,
that term.
though.
I
did
hate.
offer, though, if anyone needs to. I know a lot of weddings have been canceled.
Yeah.
So as a minister, I said, if someone really wants to get married, I'll meet you down at my beach. And, 6 feet
My
away
beach.
from you, I'll be happy to marry you.
I would call this divine intervention for those people trying to get married.
Come on down. Come on down to Kachog. Unfortunately, I don't have my robe, but you got a good story. I'll come marry at my beach.
There's somebody who I have this like image of this couple that are listening to this right now, and the girl's like, "See, look, Chris Thomas said that she would do it."
Let's go
and
to
then
the beach.
and then as soon as you said, "I don't have my robe," the guy's like, she doesn't have her robe.
I don't need my
though."
robe to do it. I'll just
Oh, I would have totally done it, but she doesn't
this
have
is
a robe.
this is serious business for that guy. He wants you to have that robe.
So
Gotta
does-
wait,
I
honey.
can-
This means I get a second bachelor party. You know that, right?
It just has to be digital.
Right,
You're just
yeah,
gonna
right,
have to
yeah.
mutually
Social distancing
masturbate.
bachelor
I'll tell you,
party.
social distancing porn, the next big thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll let you get to your call, but thanks for staying on the air. It's been fun watching.
Appreciate that. And everybody, again, if you are, in all seriousness, if you are looking to do something like get married, reach out to Chris Thomas on Facebook, and maybe she'll work something out with you. I think
she'll
that's a
do
nice
it-
gesture, Chris,
Apparently,
actually.
she'll do it without her robe.
That's right.
Huh?
I'll do it without my robe, and you might need. You never know.
So
Depending
hot.
on how crazy this gets, you might need your husband's medical benefits. That's
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Smart woman. There you go. Trying to
See?
get the husband, or vice versa. All right. Thanks, Chris.
all right. Stay
All right, we'll
safe,
see you.
everybody.
All right. Take
Okay,
care.
bye.
All right. So now it's time to make a phone call. My pal Elio Pace, who's a musician in England. We've played his music many times. He's been in the studio here a couple of times. He came up with an idea where, because we talk about it every day here. In fact, last night Carla Okeson, Mike Keegan, and Tim Siliani, they did their domestic disturbance podcast, which is normally recorded, and they put it out to the masses. They actually came in and did a live version of it here on Gov's Radio, and they were discussing ways of trying to get comedians paid. And that's something that we've been talking about steadily here, how the live entertainers, are hurting. The clubs are hurting. We have a lot of comedy friends that are, looking for the next paycheck. And Elio, being a musician, he's in the same boat. So he posted something yesterday where he came up with an idea. He's in England, but I think the same thing could be done here, where radio. They play a certain record or a certain song. I'm saying records. See, I'm aging myself again. They play a certain song, and the
phonograph out.
you crank it. You play a song, and that musician gets paid. So he was saying that your Elton Johns, your Paul McCartneys, your Billy Joels, and the list goes on. They don't have to worry financially at a time like this. Right. So he suggested, they should be playing more independent artists, more local artists, in hopes that they can get paid. So I thought that was a great idea. How we can do something along those lines in the comedy world, I have no idea. Either way, I thought it was a great idea, and I reached out to Elio and asked him if he would like to come on today to discuss that and see how things are going in England, what it's like over there. So he said he'd love to talk. So let's see. Hopefully he answers. That would be nice. And he's not answering. There he is.
Oh!
Oh, hey! Oh!
Hey! Hello, Tony.
Hello, Elio. Hang on a second. Oh, he's all right. I got to put you back this way. All right. How are you, mate?
I'm okay. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go that way? You want to go that
Well,
way?
I was trying to go that way to get it.
How's that?
It's not. It's
Tony goes both ways.
it's. Yeah, I got to leave you like that. That's the best way I can get you on the screen. Apparently, I don't know why.
Hello, mate.
Yeah. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, very well. Very well, thank you.
Thanks
How
for
are you?
doing all right. Doing all right. Good to see you. Glad you can join us. Hey, look at you, all fresh and cleanly shaved. Did you do that just for us?
You're worth it, Tony. Actually, it's because I've it was about time I shaved. I've got my little girl over. and we're gonna go for go out a little bit and stuff. So it was about time I shaved. So, but you are worth it.
And how is your girl? How's everything over there? Well, all right. So tell us how she is first. How's your girl?
No, she's great. She's absolutely fine. Well, like many other kids in the world, she's not at school anymore.
And she's happy about that?
It's like water off a duck's back to her, really. She's she loves it. She's with us and life goes on,
Right.
And actually, I mean, you want to get straight into the whole virus thing.
Sure.
It does seem like the kids aren't being affected, aren't they? There's not been like one great big news story around the world that is talking about, a child of 11 years old has got it, and so it seems like kids aren't really getting it.
It's
Is
like
that right?
Logan's Run.
I'm starting to hear complaints here that from them because they have to start a lot. They're going district by district here, school districts,
Right.
and some school districts are starting their online classes, for high schools and middle schools here. Colleges have pretty much been doing it from day one since all this started, but now the lower schools are starting to get into it next week. So I'm hearing some rumblings from the kids. They don't know how it's going to work. They've never done it before, so it's a little bit.
I've not heard one news story about a child that got the virus.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's been a lot of that I see on social media. People are asking each other, "Do you know anybody that has it? Do you know anybody that has it?" And it does seem like most people are saying no.
Well, the youngest person
But-
I heard that died was 34.
The youngest person that you heard
That
that
I've
died
heard,
was 34.
And apparently, like
Right.
kids can get it, but they're not.
Well, that's the thing. They're saying kids can get it, but most likely they won't because they're healthy. They're saying, that most, just like any virus, if you're healthy, you got to just take care of yourself like you normally do.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. The 34-year-old, who's that speaking, by the way?
We have this is Elio. This is Andy,
Andy. Hello, Andy.
and over there we have Danny.
How's it going?
Andy and Danny. Hello, Andy.
Right,
Hi,
Andy
Danny.
and Danny.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the 34-year-old that's passed away, did they have, as they're calling it, underlying health issues?
That I did not hear. All I'd heard was that it was 34-year-old because somebody used it as an example for a quote unquote young person
Oh,
can
right.
be affected by it.
right.
But that's definitely the youngest person I've heard who has died from it. But they all come with but they were suffering with
Right.
underlying health issues. So
Right.
I don't know. Still, that's awfully sad that anyone's dying
Of course.
of a virus. You know what I mean? It's horrible.
No, but the novelty of children not being affected by it. That's the point. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And in a way,
Yeah,
it's a blessing
weird.
that kids aren't really,
It is weird that it's very, very weird that the kids don't seem to be getting it. And thank
No,
heavens.
sure. Right.
the universe,
And it's so obviously. I mean, with Italy being shut down, this is a worldwide problem. So it's the same over there with you guys. Everybody's, are you guys officially quarantined at all? Or
No, we're not. We're not. We're. I reckon we're a few more press conferences away from him declaring. He's basically suggested that the Prime Minister has basically just suggested that you self-isolate, that we close the schools, that, I would suggest you wouldn't hang around with loads of people. So the entire, like your Broadway shut down,
Right.
our West End shut down.
Right.
And there are theatres, many, many local theatres that are closing down for the foreseeable future. So I've just spoken to my relatives in Italy, though. I've literally just spoken to them on FaceTime.
Right.
Because obviously, apart from my mum and dad and my two sisters and their families, all of my relatives are in Italy. In fact, I have an uncle, my mum's brother, who lives in the north of Italy, where this whole thing really kicked off in Italy first.
Right.
So, so I've got family all over the country, in Tuscany, down in the southern part of Italy, and the news I'm getting from them is that yes, Italy's in lockdown,
Right.
but I thought that meant they literally were not allowed to leave the house at all. That doesn't seem true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I know, it's crazy. I know. I said, so what do you mean? Because I rang up going, are you okay? Are you all right? how are you managing? He said, yeah, it's okay. You know, it's a bit weird. I said, so how do you get any? I said, well, I go to the shop. So she said, yeah, the chemists and the supermarkets are open, and I'm going to work.
Oh.
I said, so you're allowed? I said, what? So she said, yeah, there's still cars in the street and still buses taking people to work. And
All right. So what does it mean?
exactly. I said, so that's not the picture that was painted on the news here.
Right.
You know, she said, no, I'm going to work. I have a cousin who works in a hotel who, you know, does stuff in the kitchen and helps out reception. She's going to work.
Oh.
So I don't know, Tony. I don't know. All I know is that she said, yeah, you know, we go to the supermarket, get our food. She said, we're not allowed to do, you know, sort of unnecessary gatherings. So we're not allowed to go to all the pubs and clubs and the discotheques and all that stuff, and the theatres are all shut. And we can't just mingle in the street and meet. She said, if we have to go out, let's say my friend got ill, she said, I have to get permission online, get a permission, a warrant, a permit, not a warrant, a permit.
Right.
To go out and visit my sick friend. My auntie's not very well. She's 90 years old, 91 years old. So they have permission to go and look after her, you know.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, a slightly bit weird because, you know, but the news is certainly true in America, but it's also true here.
Yeah.
Sometimes slightly over-egging the situation to grab your attention, to watch the news and stuff. You know?
Yeah, which is that's how I see it too. That it's just, I mean, of course, there's a virus and you got to be careful, but this is,
yeah.
I personally believe that it's been completely overdone, but spreading fear. But I am happy because I went to the supermarket yesterday because that's all you're hearing. Everybody's out of food. The bread is gone. The toilet paper's gone. There's no meat.
Yeah.
First of all, it wasn't even that crowded.
Yeah.
And I was able to get everything I wanted. I didn't have a single problem.
Yeah, they still have devil dogs at the Stop and Shop.
Right. The devil dogs and M&Ms and French fries. I was happy. You know, they had
just no toilet paper.
Just no toilet paper. That's it.
Yeah, right.
And and that's the thing. Nobody said there's a shortage of food. Nobody said there's a shortage of toilet paper. And there's we're nowhere near a panic.
Right.
You know, or a reason to panic. And meanwhile, and I have no problem with people wanting to protect their families, but it does bother me when there's a gun and ammo shop not too far from my house. Coming here today, I mean, I've noticed lines out the door for a few days now, but today, line not only out the door, they're on the sidewalk going around to the back of the building. That's how long this line was.
It's like Return to the Jedi level lines.
Yeah. They're ready. I don't know what they're ready for, but they're ready.
For anything, apparently.
But yeah, exactly. Why
must be something free.
What do you need guns for?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, people they feel like it might be almost time that you know protect themselves from people who are going to break into their house for toilet paper.
Right.
Right. Right.
Well, like, you know, if somebody breaks into my house for toilet paper, they can have it.
That's. I said that yesterday
because I broke up some glass and put it in these special, and so good luck while using that one, you bastards.
People are panicking because they think the word lockdown means you are literally not allowed to leave the house you live in.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. It means, as far as the Italians are concerned, it means you're not allowed to do all the fun stuff, but provision. The pharmacy, the chemist, and the supermarkets. There's plenty of food going to it. Mm-hmm. There's still lorries and trains and planes moving all the cargo around into shops.
Right.
Everybody thinks that lockdown means we literally have to batten down the hatches and not leave our front door. And that's not really what the case is.
Right.
True.
Right.
And that's misinformation. I really don't understand why that message, you know, why every single leader in this country and around the world haven't come out and said, whoa, hold on.
Right.
You don't need all this toilet paper.
Right.
We're not, even if we go to lockdown, you're not stuck in a house, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
Pete Jenkins wants to know why you're not wearing your government-issued mask. And we were talking before. I mean, in this day and age.
Hello, Pete. Can I say hello, Pete?
Yeah, Pete's great. Love Pete. So funny.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that bothers me. You know, We were talking before that how nice it is to have the technology. So while we're all pretty much sitting at home because there's really nowhere else to go,
Yeah.
we're at least connected this way so we can talk and keep up with everybody and joke around.
Yeah.
But you would think that somebody would be taking more advantage of it to make sure the real true facts are coming out. And I also wish they would also say something instead of this day by day. Okay, we're closing this, we're closing that. Give us. Give us a time frame. Let Donald Trump or your prime minister say something. Okay, well, we think by April 15th, we'll, and I'm just using that as an example, but we think by April 15th, we could probably start getting back to normal. That's what we're thinking. So that everybody at least has some kind of hope, at least some kind of time frame. Because right now, this uncertainty of every day, I think that's part of what's making people batty.
Well, I've heard,
batty. It started with a bat, so I said batty.
Well, yesterday, Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, did say that if everybody followed the rules and self-isolated and stayed out of public things, he said we can break the back of this, and he reckoned in 12 weeks we may start seeing a little bit more of a. He didn't say it would be over, but he said I predict that if we all do what we're supposed to do now, 12 weeks. Also, about the vaccine, I've heard that 18 months, a year to 18 months before a vaccine could come out for it. So.
But Boris Johnson also looks like he just walked out of a wind tunnel, too. Like every time I see him,
that was
literally just came out.
That was some of the comments here, too. Gina Conjemi Coffin, please tell your prime minister to brush his hair, she wrote.
I know. I am. Do you know what? He models himself on Winston Churchill, who had no hair by the time he was
right.
But I think he loves Winston Churchill, and Churchill was famous for guiding the country through the war.
Right.
So I think Boris is sort of can't quite believe that he's got this situation to deal with, because it's quite similar, isn't it?
A little bit. It'll take blood, toil, sweat, and Netflix to get through this.
All right. So,
who, by the way, I've heard Netflix are reducing the quality of the videos, the streaming,
so that
to reduce the impact on the environment in some way during this time.
And I did see that. I read an article somewhere yesterday that apparently in Italy, since they're pretty much all locked in, that the pollution has gone down.
Yeah, the water's a lot clearer. You can look.
Well, that's weird.
China also.
China also.
It was a New York Times article. Yeah.
Jeez, that's something.
I know. Drastically. Drastically.
All right, so let's. I know you don't have a lot of time here, so tell us. I kind of gave the guys a little basic rundown of your idea. Now, I like it is here. The comedians, the musicians, live performers, we're all feeling it. You had a huge gig coming up at the end of the month in Dubai.
Next week.
Next week.
Wednesday. It was going to be the single biggest concert of my career in my own right.
Right. And which I'm sure will be rescheduled, not canceled, right? Just postponed.
No, we are actually having conversations with them, and but even the Dubai Opera House have gone into lockdown. So the promoter and Pete, who's looking after the gig, talking to the promoter, trying to get any information sorted is quite difficult. But we are working on it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So in the light of all that, you had a great idea
David
Brown, former guitarist for Billy Joel. He's done some tours with you. He had to unfortunately back out of the next scheduled tour that you have because of this. So it's all it's tough. So tell us about.
It's tough for you as well. It's tough for
everybody.
All musicians, all performers around the world. All those performers that go to work every single day at a theatre and play a role in a play or sing songs or do backing vocals in people's band, play musicians, people that perform bands, everyone, pubs, clubs, theatres, rock and roll concerts, stadiums, everybody from Harry Connick Jr. to me.
Right. Right.
The people who clean up at strip clubs.
The people who clean up at strip clubs. There you go.
Even
them, sure. So tell us what your thought was or is.
Well, I'll be quick because I could speak about this for hours. basically, in this country, we have two collecting agencies that collect royalties for every single record that's played on radio.
Right.
That's national radio, local BBC, national BBC, the BBC local stations, of which there are, I don't know, 100 maybe, and then all the commercial stations or the independent stations, they all have to log the music they play. They send it to these companies, PRS, who look after the copyright for the songwriters. There's such a bad delay here. I'm going to try and turn this down a bit. The PRS that look after the copyright for the songwriters, the money that goes to the people that actually write the songs. Then PPL look after the record companies, the people that paid for those recordings. It's not always Universal and Sony and CBS. Those record companies can be people like me who have paid for every release I've ever put out.
Right.
I'm an independent artist. They also look after the musicians who play on those records. So my idea basically is, whenever you put on national radio or commercial stations or even your local radios, their general philosophy is to play music that people know.
Right.
And play brand new songs by people you know. Famous people. Here's the new single by Ed Sheeran. And here it is, and you hear that 18 times a day. Or they play, and we're going to do the golden oldies now for the next hour, and play the gold. Now, I don't have a problem with any of that at all. But every single time Ed Sheeran gets played on BBC Radio 2, he gets about $100. Okay?
Okay.
So if he's played 5, 6, 7, 10 times in one day, he will get a royalty for the song. He gets £80, $100 by PRS, and then PPL on top. So for every play, he's getting $150, maybe something like that, right? Times 10.
Right.
That's one station
in one day.
Then it went in one day, and that's one station. So if you're as big as Ed Sheeran, then your record's going to be played 8 times on another station and 8 times on another. How many stations are there in the UK? Just say.
Sure.
Thousands.
Right, and there's even more here, if I'm not mistaken, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can work out, right, how much the songwriting makes, how much the record company make, and how much the musicians make who are on those records.
Right.
Remember, a lot of these modern records, there aren't that many, it's basically drum machines and a producer who's done all of it. So you're basically paying 2 or 3 people. So I have no problem with any of that. But what I'm suggesting is, wouldn't it be great if just during this period, because it doesn't happen already, it would be lovely if it just happened all the time, but just maybe for this period, if they handed over part of that playlist output to independent artists who, if they got played 3 times in one 24-hour period, they're making $300.
Right. And
these are people that rely on playing live to make their living.
Right.
Because they don't get played on radio, because they don't have a recording career,
Sure.
I don't have a recording career. I make records, but I don't make money from the from being played on radio for my recordings, because I'm not part of the, part of the club, shall we say, part of the club, part of the big boy set who gets played on national radios all around the world. The publishers that make sure you hear their records in airports and in restaurants. I'm sitting in Fiji having a cup of tea, having a meal, and on comes, Elton John.
Right.
But for that to happen, someone a publisher has put that music around the world to make sure that it's heard. So we can't, you've got to be in a club to earn that sort of money and have that sort of career. So I'm talking about the people that have had their live performances wiped out.
Right.
The people that don't live on royalties. It would be I think it'd be quite a lovely thing if collecting agencies around the world, in America, it's ASCAP. I think it's ASCAP.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
who pick up the money. It'd be great if if nationally people go, do you know what? Okay, so yeah, that's the way. I like an uptown girl. When are you gonna come down? All the songs. Right, we've had them now. 4 times an hour for 3.5 minutes. We're going to play you an independent artist from Chicago. This guy makes great music. We don't normally play him on the radio. We're going to log this on our list to send to ASCAP or PRS. And here it is. Blue Sunshine. Virus Days. Here it is. Whatever
Right.
it's done. And if it's
Right.
of a good standard, play it.
Right.
Just play it. Let people just help out a little. That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't it be lovely if they would just help out? It's not money they have to find. It's money that's already being spent.
Right. And that, even again, if it's like you said, 3 or 4 times an hour, just playing one, if those people get played 8 times a day, like Ed Sheeran, I mean, that goes a long way for those people.
Yeah.
Goes a really long way.
I'm not saying. I mean, I said in my video, because I put a social media post out, and I said I don't think I've got this whole thing sorted out. If
Right.
someone can come along and refine this idea and run with it and say, actually, do you know what would be better if we did it once a week and we had 24 hours? I think that was Pete's idea, actually, saying, or maybe you could just do it once a week for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And say, you know what, we're going to hand over Sundays to independent art. We're going to make it Independent Artist Day,
Right.
all day, and take a risk, But so many people, so many commercial stations go, no, you can't do that. You can't do that because I've paid thousands of pounds to promote my toothpaste on your station, and if you start playing things that people don't know, it's a sad state of affairs. People are, and especially at times like this where people are frightened and scared, you do long for something that makes you feel comfortable, and the unknown, like unknown music, unknown songs, is tough, which is why I don't think the 1 day a week is a good idea.
Right.
I think
disperse
it.
And I agree. I think dispersing it, mixing it in with stuff that people know, it will go over bigger. Yeah. But I do think if there's no fear of if people aren't thinking that this is the end of the world and it just sucks that they're sitting home for a while, then they could be. They're going to get sick of hearing that same Elton John song that always gets played, or maybe just get sick of him because they're hearing so much of him. Where something like this could be a nice, refreshing moment, where they're sitting home bored, getting mad, probably getting madder than they normally would because they're home. Like, oh, Elton John again. I'm going to change this. But no, here's a song from a guy named Elio Pace. He has this song called "Addicted to the Phone." Check this out, and you're only talking 5 seconds. Or 5 minutes rather of a song, and then all right, now we'll play Elton John again,
It's not even that; it's 3.5 minutes.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
It's but it's only 3.5 minutes. We're not talking dedicate a whole program, to
right?
video,
Right.
Or we're just talking about 3.5 minutes.
Maybe it'll reduce the gun sales.
Right. Maybe it'll reduce the gun sales. He says.
Yeah, but it works on so many levels. On the level that it helps. It would help people who rely on live performances, who have no more live performances.
Well, and that too. The people will let it go for that reason too, because they know by playing it, somebody's getting some money out of it, and they're not spending it. People aren't putting their own money out. It's just a matter of listening. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put any money down. Just listen to this, and these people will get paid. They'll do it.
The fees are already out. The fees are already going out. So my question to everybody is, do you think maybe at this juncture that Elton John, Paul McCartney, Sting, Billy Joel, whoever, Ed Sheeran, do you think maybe they could do without collecting that $100?
Right. I would like to think they could.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it would so not hurt them, and would so benefit a whole bunch of other people.
Now let me ask you this: I'm a guy who does a lot of, I play. All right, I play in a Billy Joel tribute band. Let's say, okay,
Okay.
and I don't have I don't have any albums. I've never recorded anything. I just play in this band, but I have a lot of live recordings of the band. Does that count? If you play a my band playing a Billy Joel song live from Governors, would that count?
If it would count, but to get to the point where you would get paid for that properly, you have to seek permission from Billy Joel, or shall we say from the publisher,
right?
To
Whoever
make
owns
your
it.
record.
Right.
It's not even permission. You just apply for a license to your collecting agency. I put out. I'm sorry about the self-plugging. I put out the Billy Joel songbook, right?
Right.
I recorded it professionally. It was mixed professionally. But before you can release it, I had to go and pay a license to Billy Joel.
Right.
I go to PRS, the equivalent ASCAP, and I say, hey guys, I've got 33 songs. Here they are, Billy Joel songs that I've recorded live. I'd like to release this as a commercial entity. I'd like the license. I'd like to pay the license. So I paid Billy Joel his license fee for me to make money from his songs.
Right.
At which point PRS then, because I'm a PRS member, you have to join these societies. They log these songs. I also am a PPL member as a record company and as a musician. You log the songs. Once it's in the system, it's official, it's legal. Then when BBC Radio 2 play, here's Elio Pace's version of My Life, right?
Right.
They write it down. It goes to PRS. They go, My Life. Oh, that's Elio Pace's version. Yeah, he's paid the license. It's £80, $100.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. All right. Cool. I think it's a great idea.
So I would advise musicians who have recordings, who are up to a certain standard as well. I would advise them to go and join your collecting agencies, your collecting societies, ASCAP. There's another one in America. I can't remember what it is right now. But
starts with a B, right? Yes,
it does. Yeah.
I want to say BMI, but I don't know if that's right.
ASCAP and something. Yeah. Anyway, you if American musicians go ahead and join those, if you've made a fantastic record, right, that you sell at your gigs, and it's a great record, and it would sound great on radio, and it's been produced beautifully and to a certain standard, I would say, right?
Right.
If it's good, get it registered, and then if I don't know who your biggest national radio DJs are in America, but who play hit music all day long. But can you imagine if one of those guys who are registered and do have to subscribe to ASCAP, because you imagine if they played one of these songs, one of these independent artist songs.
Right.
The fee could be higher or lower in America. I don't know. I don't know all the facts.
Right.
But I think it's a win-win for everybody.
All right. Well, here's your assignment. It's Friday, so for Monday we're going to call you back, and I want you to have a solution for the comics, for the comedians. All right. we need to. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Talking of which, congratulations on your stand-up, mate.
Oh, thank you, pal.
Your first stand-up, I was privy to a video.
You were privy to a video, yes.
I'm very grateful, and you did absolutely. Well, you took on a mountain in such a short time. To go from nothing to that was utterly incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And actually, that's how Danny and I met. Danny was part of that class too, so he did well. Although that was not your debut, though, right?
No.
Doing stand up.
No, but you killed it, dude. You really killed it.
You went from nothing to not nothing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
He did.
All right. Well, we'll get into that.
And
thank you, pal.
To Andy and to Danny as well.
He says, "Yeah, you heard that, right?" He says, "Good luck to you guys as well."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, pal. That meant a lot. Yeah, BMI and CSAC, SESAC.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you,
That's
Ken
it.
Pichelle.
Thank you.
So that's So
That's
I do think it's a great idea, and hopefully somebody with the right connections hears it and makes it happen, so that you can survive.
I put out. Sorry, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I did put out a social media post about it.
Yeah,
and I was, it's definitely got a lot of hits and a lot of shares, on all the platforms I use.
Good.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But not really enough. And we had a couple of big names who weren't even. I mean, I tagged in 100 people, who could help.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I totally get it. At this time, there's a lot on everybody's plate about so many things, so many issues to fight.
Right.
And I'm sure that the musician issue, isn't a priority for a lot of these people in authority. So I get that, but we had some, Howard Goodall, an incredible composer, British composer, musician, was kind enough to retweet, and one of our big television radio presenters, Edith Bowman, retweeted and liked and stuff. So that was nice.
That's great.
But we need somebody to step up to it. And the problem is that to do that, it's, as I say, it is a bit of a club. It's a club, and as somebody said to me, the problem is that if they instigated this, how do they stop it? How difficult would it be somewhere down the line when all this is over to go, okay, right, we've helped independent musicians. All right, we're going to stop that now. I mean, there would be a backlash. I get it. I understand. They've got to think about their future-proofing their decision. If they go for it, people are going to go, isn't this brilliant? Oh, wow. 3 times an hour, you get to hear an independent. Right, we're going to stop that now. Okay, everyone's well, everyone's gone back to normal, and now we're not going to continue helping
it's
independent
funny,
musicians.
With in Canada, my first wife was Canadian. They have a law where I think it's a third or 30% of all content played on CBC stations must be of Canadian origin.
Right. You see, that doesn't surprise me of the Canadians.
Well, we used to say that's a lot of fucking Bryan Adams. That's a lot of Bryan Adams.
It's a lot of Neil Young.
Yeah, Neil Young, Bryan Adams, Alanis Morissette. It's like, okay, got it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
Yeah. But in a sense, I quite like that. It's sort of looking after your own.
No, it is.
Little bit of patriotism wouldn't be too bad. We're not very good in Britain. I'll say it openly. We're not very good at patriotism here, which in stark contrast it is lovely always to see people helping each other, and in a time like this, people do come together.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of divisions in this country. A lot. I don't want to get political now, but there are a lot. There's a lot.
In Canada, though, they are defined very much by saying, we're not Americans and we're not English. Like that's like their whole national identity.
That's right. Proud
to
of.
Be like, well, we're not either of them, but we still speak English. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I hope it. Either way, I hope somebody picks up on it. I think it's a great idea. And you're right. I mean, there's other things to worry about, but we're all in this. The teachers are, want to get paid. Everybody wants to get paid. Everybody's having issues. I don't know what that was.
Some sort of.
I don't know. We're about to blow up. Something was just beeping in here. I don't know what just happened.
Everyone
all right. Well, all right. I'll let you go. Again, I appreciate the time as always, pal. And ElioPace.com. You can buy his albums there. Check him out on Facebook, on YouTube, Vimeo, and hopefully this all gets fixed soon, and you get your ass over to Dubai.
And just literally get back on stage anywhere.
Yeah,
to be
true.
honest,
right?
Yeah. But anyway, look, everyone's in it together. Musicians, traditionally, through time, have always had a little bit of a, they come sort of lower down in the food chain. Do musicians, I believe. Right. It's all right. You got a problem there, right?
Yeah, there is a problem, but we're good. We're okay. I figured out what the beeping was. I figured it out. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's true that, musicians generally through history have always sort of had a little bit of a bad rap,
Yeah.
It's because music is seen as something that anybody can do. Anybody can sing. Anybody can. You buy a piano, dum bum ba dum 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 da dum. Everyone sort of can do it. Nobody really goes out and pretends to be a heart surgeon, do they?
Right.
It's It's not like, oh, come round and we'll do some heart surgery on each other. It's, music has always been a beautiful, community-driven thing. But because of that, there is another side to that sort of musicians are lower down in the food chain, as far as I'm concerned. It's always been that same, the wandering minstrel thing,
That's what keeping was, right? Yeah, you're right. And it's same thing in the comedy world. Everybody thinks, everybody's got a joke that we should tell, and everybody thinks it's easy, and it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah. If you're a star, if you're a celebrity, that's different.
Right.
Because now you're famous.
Right.
And fame is an extraordinary thing.
And the thing is too, if you're a celebrity, like a famous singer, for example, that person is rich and famous, and everybody just assumes the backing band is rich too, and they're not. They're not.
No, they're not.
I don't want to pretend that I know murder mysteries. But I will say, just try one real murder. Just one.
It's not easy.
Just one real murder.
Right.
And see what happens. Let's just see what happens.
Right.
Ratings would go through the roof.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Things would go viral.
I really want to see a real murder in front of me.
Well, that'll be a good return once we're allowed back. So
is that Andy speaking?
That was Andy. Yes.
Andy, actually, you make a very, very good point in some way there, which is that sometimes I think if I put out a video,
you've just destroyed all your credibility. I'm sorry. What?
No, if I had put out a video that was a bit more controversial,
right?
If I had put out something that was, crying my eyes out or shouting and swearing at the camera and blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
that probably would have gone viral.
Yep.
But
let's call it a Hasselhoff.
I don't know about that. What did
he was eating the cheeseburger drunk on the floor of a...
Well, we have to start. Do you know who David Hasselhoff is?
Yeah, of course.
He's huge over there. He's huge over there.
Well, that's in Germany. He's huge. There was a video. What was it? Maybe 5 years ago?
God, I think it might have been more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
Apparently, supposedly, he has a drinking problem. So his daughter posted a video of him drunk on the floor, like drooling and just a mess, trying to eat a cheeseburger, and he was just a big sloppy mess. And of course, it went viral. Don't waste your time.
That's what it. So murdering someone murdering someone for your show, Tony, I think is is something you should consider.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you, Elio. I've been saying this for weeks.
If anybody has any suggestions, people you'd like to see killed, we'll invite them to the show and we'll make a contest.
Now there's a show. There's a show.
All right, thank you, pal. Thank you, pal, as always. I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice, yeah.
And you, Andy, and you, Danny.
Hey, nice to meet you.
And all the lovely listeners, all your wonderful listeners. And I know Sallie's there somewhere, so...
Yeah, she's around. Yeah, and all the best to Amy and your little girl over there. Hope you have a great weekend over there.
Thank you, and you, Tony. All the best,
I'll
mate.
talk
Thank
to you soon, buddy.
Be healthy.
Cheers,
all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, there you go. All right, so thank you guys for letting me talk to Elio. Yeah. I appreciate it. I thought that was interesting, right?
Yeah. I'm so happy you invited me down to have your private conversation. But I feel like I'm like 8 again, and like my mom would be like, "Just sit there while I talk to your grandmother." No, it was good. I'm just totally fucking with you.
So this camera was what was beeping. Because the battery ran out.
Je vois.
Why the battery? Oh, I see. It was unplugged on this end.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. I've never even I don't know.
I thought we were gonna blow up.
Yeah, I thought the air had there was some sort of like advanced comedic air purity tester that was like, ding, you're about to die. Anyone stuck in the podcast studio is about to die.
Right, because we have all sorts of great technology like that.
Well, that's when we did the recording, when Billy, Jack, and I did the recording. I definitely want it to be from the basement labs at of Governors in Levittown, New York. Like there's I just think that's hilarious to me. Yeah. Inside the comedic sensibilities of Andy Flagianos. That's what you tuned in for.
Mandy Jones is watching. Hello, Mandy.
Oh, Mandy.
Everybody's Ken Friedberg. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that murder dude.
Well, see, Ken will be calling in, and he does the ads, and he's always like the way he does the ads. One day it just struck me. I'm like, I want to see a real murder. Like, why are they giving out like entirely comedic murders? I don't care if it's funny or not. Speaking of,
Speaking of,
my God, I said his name. Kempischel.
Hang on, Ken.
Almost there.
Why don't? Oh, there he is. Hang on. Let me see if I can get you on the screen.
Hey.
Hang on.
Well, at least we've covered the Andy's obsession with the non-comedic murders topic already.
And you know what, Ken? What's actually kind of amusing to me is I think you think that maybe it's over now. It's only just begun.
Yeah.
All right. So
I was trying to subject change. I know it's not over. You ready, Tony?
Absolutely. Now the one camera that shows the screen, I don't know, it went out, so I can't do a close up of you. But,
So just real quickly,
we got you. Yeah, go ahead.
Felix just said, Andrew, come on, let's eat Long Island. And have I not been insisting that I will go on Let's Eat Long Island as long as we do the stripper buffet?
You have.
Episode? All right. I just want to make sure that it's not me, that I'm not going crazy. All right. Sorry, Ken. Set you up with the stripper buffet.
Danielle Ashley even called her. She says, get ready to still sit there because now Ken has to do the ads. I thought it was a good conversation with Elio.
No, it was
Come
fantastic.
on.
You had a great conversation with him.
You were in there. Sons of bitches. Well, at least I got Danny to come in and bring munchkins.
No, I know. He did the new. He did,
That was my plan.
like Danny did the new guy thing.
Like this.
And then he's also having to watch us eat his donuts.
No, the donuts are. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Like the old fat guys
All right, so-
eating the donut.
Ken, let me ask you, what did I miss last night with you and Grass?
I mentioned I did his ad. I was just talking with them, and I mentioned that when he was on KDC, he had said, I want to talk to Mrs. Pichelle because you must wake up in the dang middle of the night doing those ads or whatever. And so when we talked about it, the moment that it takes to even talk about it, Taz had a sketch done.
Yes. Taz is great with those sketches, man. I love that stuff. Did you see she drew one of you yesterday?
Yes. No, I'm the one who shared it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I tagged Jeff and Rich in it. I love that. That's like one thing trying to get people to laugh. And then she just takes it and makes it into this awesome depiction of it.
She's the best.
Super talented.
Okay, Ken, whenever you're ready, pal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is ad time. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza. Bella Vista Pizza for the best pizza in the whole wide world. Check out Bella Vista Pizza. On a serious note, in these trying times, Bella Vista remains open from 11 to 9 daily, taking every precaution to keep everyone healthy and safe. Bella Vista is offering curbside pickup. Simply call them when you arrive, and they will bring your order out to you. In accordance with the state's mandate, the dining room will be closed until further notice. For delivery customers, Bella Vista is offering a drop-off service, credit card only. They will call you when your order is being dropped at your door. Bella Vista can also be found with their partners at DoorDash and at Uber Eats for additional services. As far as I know from their Facebook post from Monday, March 16th, this still holds an offer of 10% off your delivery or curbside orders when you mention that Facebook post. Check their Facebook and confirm it. Their Facebook is Bella Vista Pizza and Pasta. That's Bella Vista Pizza and Pasta on Facebook. On Instagram, at Bella Vista Pizza LI. They are physically located at 154 Minetta Hill Road in Plainview. That's 154 Minetta Hill Road in Plainview. 516-433-4464. That's 516-433-4464. BellaVistaPizza.com. Bambinos, check them out today. Stop. Like when they were, doing the telegraphs in the old World War II days. Full stop. End of Bella Vista ad. No phone number confusion. I will now proceed, unlike yesterday. Rich was awesome yesterday, calling out my intermixing the ads and potentially having people call Gina for a sausage pizza.
Yes.
Anywho, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Gina Congemi Coffin, licensed real estate agent with Signature Premier Properties. That's Gina Congemi Coffin, licensed real estate agent with Signature Premier Properties, 631-495-7696. That's 631-495-7696. Hey, Andy and Danny.
See? Yo. Yes.
Do you know what happens when you work with Gina?
I'm familiar with it.
I have no clue.
I would hope you would say yes, Andy, because I was going to call you out for not paying attention to me if you didn't. But Danny and everyone else who may not have heard this 50 times, when you work with Gina, you tap into the collective experience of the best, most experienced realtors on Long Island. Contact Gina today to discuss how Signature Premier Properties and Gina can help you market and sell your property successfully or find your perfect home. More information about Gina's listings can be found at signaturepremier.com. That's signaturepremier.com. List your house with Gina, and she will work so hard for you and sell your house so fast that it will make your
Head spin!
It will make your head spin. I'm just spinning the can today. I totally missed it yesterday. I could have claimed to spin the car, but in truth be told, I didn't.
That would have been cool.
Mrs. Pichel would have had your ass.
That's right.
Yeah, it is correct. That's probably the number one reason I didn't spin the car. And, of course, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. I got to say, I loved how nervous was I going down the road. The Knockem Dead Radio Comedy
Dude, I wanted to
Show.
see your face. I really.
Wow.
Next time, be like, tell your wife to be like, oh, take a picture of me, but don't let me know you're taking a picture of me.
You handled it just fine.
Knockem Dead Radio Comedy wrong. That was just, I was nervous. Okay, moving on. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Knockem Dead Comedy. Knockem Dead Comedy for the funniest murder mysteries in the whole wide world. Disclaimer that these are by design comedic murder mysteries.
So disappointing.
Apologies, Andy.
Disappointing.
100% real comedy and mystery, which I hope you would be happy about, but also 100% comedic murder.
I think I
No
could probably
humor.
find the comedy in a real murder. I'm just saying.
While you're doing it.
But for everyone else, 100% comedic murder. No humans or animals are harmed in the making. Hey, do you guys want to see a boring murder mystery?
No.
No.
You know, the kind where some crusty old pea pants says, "There's been a murder in the one moment." Little throwback here. It's been a while. Just a moment, Ethel. No, Don Sill, your fascination is not there. It's Andy and Danny with Tony. Be right there to do your sunset heart hands picture. Where was I? Oh, yes. There's been a murder in the parking lot of some character you never met. Goodness, people. No one wants to see that. I mean, we all do love and adore Pop's Pea Pants, but we don't want to see that kind of a murder mystery. You know what you want to see? An experience in full, a Knockem Dead comedy murder mystery show.
Yeah.
If I have to settle for a non-real murder, it'll
I was
definitely be that.
definitely going to say you definitely want a real murder.
Oh, and in honor of Don Sill and maybe to get Ethel off your back,
You gotta laugh like Don.
I didn't hear the end of that. Was there something coming? In
no, it's just like Don laughs at everything.
Don just laughs at everything. That's all. Everything. You say hi to him, he laughs.
He's like, hey.
Oh, so I'm not funny? Don just laughs at everything? Shoot.
I know.
No, what we meant was
Except you, Ken.
you're funnier than
Except you.
except you. He laughs more at you,
Right.
or more with
Okay,
you,
well-
not at you.
It's not at you. Not at you.
Well, I
I'm
haven't
just gonna
been
shut
fired yet, and my $0.00 paychecks keep coming in, so everything must be okay. Wrapping this up.
Wait
you
till
wanna
that
meet
bonus
and hang out
comes
with
in,
the
Ken.
character who's
Ken's
going to
gonna on
ultimately
strike to get more of
and soon
nothing.
meet their comedic demise. You want to see that comedic murder happen right before your eyes. As I said, you eyes all the time. It's the Italian in me. You want to see it happen right
Did
before
just talk
you
to Elio.
eyes. As you laugh, sing,
like 3
and
hours.
dance as part of the action at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show. On Instagram, follow at Knockem Dead Comedy. That's at Knockem Dead Comedy. On Instagram for upcoming show dates, check out knockemdeadcomedy.com/show dates. That's knockemdeadcomedy.com/show dates. On Facebook, go to the little box at the top of your screen, type in Knockem Dead Comedy, and hit enter. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Danny, Andy, Tony, back to you all.
Thank you, Ken. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to get on our mailing list and find out when all of our dates are being rescheduled with information on who we are, what we do, and, of course, booking information, photos, videos, testimonials, the whole works. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Go, and speaking of great radio shows, don't forget Governor's Comedy Clubs. Stay in touch with Governor's Comedy Clubs to find out when their shows are being rescheduled, which is hopefully very, very soon. And you get on their mailing list where they have exclusive information and, of course, codes that they'll give you so that you can order your tickets with free admission. Governor's comedy clubs, govs.com. And don't forget, of course, govsradio.com. All the great shows on govsradio.com. We're still cooking. We're still bringing our shows to you, trying to keep you laughing, trying to keep you sane during this crazy time. We're still cooking. All of our great shows are still running. Today is Friday. There's no more shows after us today. And there is no Pasusu tomorrow. There is no Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up tomorrow. But again, that show was already scheduled to not be on tomorrow. It has nothing to do with the virus. But because of the virus, because we're trying to give you lots of great content, Cruising the Pike, Cars and Comedy with Tom Galati is doing a bonus show tomorrow. He just premiered his show last week. He's supposed to be every other Saturday. Well, he's going to do a little bonus episode for you tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Monday, The Breakfast Club is back on at 9:30. Then we're on at 11. The Word is on this week, Monday night. Lots of great shows. There's more shows coming at you. Some special events coming at you from some of the great comedians that perform here at Governor's. So keep it locked in at govsradio.com. And speaking of govsradio.com, here comes the Teespring commercial.
Go Swag.
Oh my God, I'm absolutely mean Paul Lynn. Paul Lynn's been dead for a long time.
28. So go to teespring.com, get your Cubs Radio swag. Govs Radio, like these mugs, you can get your favorite comedy, you get your favorite Govs Radio show on the back. You can get shirts, you can get hats, just like Ken is wearing his Govs Radio shirt. He's got his Knockem comedy in the back. All sorts of great swag there.
Oh God, I think I see nipples.
Is
it cold down there?
Go to teespring.com to order your Govs Radio swag. And don't forget govsradio.com, where we are currently looking for some advertising. We have advertising space to sell. And we'd like any input, any suggestions, any comments you guys have. You can contact us through the website, or you can contact us at govsradio@optimum.net. You can hear our audio on Spotify or on your TVs, on your smart TV, on your Rokus, on your Apple TVs, on your Fire Sticks. You can go to an app, download an app. It's called Boxcast, BOXCAST, Boxcast. Look for the Boxcast app where you can see all of your govsradio.com shows right there.
On TV?
Say that again.
On TV?
On TV. We're on television.
Nice.
Cubsradio.com, coming at you everywhere. There you go. Thank you, Dr. Ken Pichelle. As always, super job with the ads.
Thank y'all.
And what is that, a Chicago Cubs hat? What is that?
No, that's the state hat.
Oh.
It's the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, yeah.
It is?
Yeah, well, the
New Jersey Devils.
Yes,
the hockey team.
The hockey team, yeah.
Oh. Okay. No, we don't care about that.
All right. I got excited for a second.
Thank you, Doctor. Have yourself a great weekend. Super job as always.
Have a good one, Ken.
Thank you very much.
All right,
y'all
pal.
have a great afternoon and weekend, too.
You too, buddy. Bye-bye. Okay. So we mentioned, Elio was nice enough to bring it up, the class, the graduation event.
Yeah, so postponed, right? So
yes, but you were a part of the one show that we were able to do.
yeah, luckily.
Yeah. What did you? So tell us what I've talked about it a little bit on here, but tell us what you thought on the night. And you did great, by the way.
After my set, I just started getting pretty wasted.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I
You're ready for comedy.
Dude, no.
You're ready for the comedy to
no,
grow.
but I realized I left my drink on the stage.
Oh, man.
Like an ass. Like some idiot.
Well, that's not what everybody does, though.
Oh, really? No, okay. So I don't know. I'm still new. That's how you could tell I'm new. It's like he left his cup up.
Yeah, he's new. He's not an alcoholic yet. He'd be like, where's my goddamn drink? Not
I know
leave
we
my-
had to wait in the bar.
We didn't
so-
like walk up during the person after him and just be like, I left my drink here.
During the-
You go on. You're fucking hilarious.
Or during their set, just like
Right. Just walk right in front of him. Oh no, you're doing great.
And we had and our waiting area was at a bar, so I don't know how you could have gotten a new drink.
I think I took someone else's drink, to be honest.
Did you
because,
really?
Yeah, I was like on my third.
It's a
Long Island
reverse
or something.
roofie?
Yeah, I don't. I guess, but like I could have sworn I saw like something that looked like a Long Island iced tea, and I grabbed it, and then no one claimed it, so I just kept.
right now.
Well, yeah. Well, they're not going to take it at that point.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know. I was just like wasted. Like, ooh, God, it's that. So
I mean, he's got Corona in his last name. They're not touching anything.
Right.
I was surprised people shook my hand. To be honest.
I thought that was funny. You actually, when you were walking off the stage, when you were finished, you actually said, "My name is Danny Coronavirus."
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I was
No,
cracking
that was
up.
funny.
So, what'd you think? All right. So again, you've done stand up before. So
Yeah, but I
how many
mean,
times? Like how many? Was this just your second time,
is
fifth
like-
time?
Apart
keep
from
track?
like open mics, like this is my second show.
Second show.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you were nervous then going up or what?
I was because it's like a whole different crowd compared to like Gotham. Like it's like a younger crowd sometimes.
By a lot.
Yeah, so like I'm trying not to like force it, but yeah, you're right. Like,
So everybody's so old there.
so for example,
Is
like,
it Gotham? I guess because it's in the city.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a
Gonna
lot
be
younger.
by definition.
yeah.
Really?
So
Oh, I didn't even know
so
that.
even when I said like the human traffic, like normally that human trafficking piece hits, but
Right.
like this
Yeah.
one, it was like all right. I was like okay.
Yeah, these people are like,
Yeah.
don't mess up my money
My
flow.
Propecia, yeah. like-
But I think all in all, they were a very supportive crowd.
no,
Yes.
right. No,
Yeah.
there's some pretty good there's some pretty good comics. I think that first guy, he was already pretty wasted when he got here.
Yeah, it was funny. It was like, because I was thinking to myself, actually, like, I kind of am enjoying this delivery. And then he kind of, you could tell he messed up
Yeah.
just on a couple of things. And it was like, oh, that should have been funnier, but this is a class show. But then to find out from you guys that he wasn't even supposed to be on the show, he was drunk when he showed up. I'm like, well, that sounds like he's just like a regular comedian then.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm always looking for like pointers, like from obviously there's comedians there, so I was like, all right, what can I work on?
Are you there, Mr. White?
I don't know why I have to call him. Why can't you call me like you call everybody else?
Oh well, I could have done that. Did you ask me to
You
call
just
you?
called me.
Did you
Well,
ask me? Did you say to me,
You
call
should
me?
have anyway.
Well, I would have. I wasn't ready. We're sitting here talking, and we had.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hang up.
No. It's fine if you insist.
I'll hang up.
No. Mark White, ladies and gentlemen. Mark White is here. Hello, pal.
Coronavirus survivor.
All right. So let's get into this. Were you actually diagnosed with it?
Listen,
I'm listening. That's why I asked you a question.
stop being stupid. You don't have to be diagnosed. I know exactly what was happening.
No, wait a minute. Now who's stupid? You're self-diagnosed. You're a bass player. You're not even close to a doctor.
When I got it, right?
Yeah.
There's two things. That first of all, I had just drove from California to New York. Right, and I did that nice long trip. And when I got to New York, I wasn't. I was in the hotel for a couple of days because something was going on.
Yeah.
And I got a little sick, but it wasn't anything big. And then I drove home after the show, and that's when I started to get really sick on the way home. And then when I got home, I was short of breath, which was like, that was abnormal for me. It's like, the only time it usually happens is when I'm in Colorado or Peru. But I was short of breath, and then I got this cough that just was like the worst cough I've ever had in my life. Like my head would shake. And it was nothing coming up, and I didn't feel anything in my lungs or anything, but I was just short of breath. I don't remember a fever, but the cough was really bad. The short of breath went away, but the cough stayed for like a week, like bad. Like I was actually scared to cough.
Shouldn't have made out with Sallie.
That's true. Yeah, you made out with Sallie.
Shouldn't have done it.
No, that was 69.
Lips were involved, okay? Whatever. Potato. Go on.
All right, there you go.
I do remember
at the time-
your lead singer was sick too. I remember that.
Right, he was, and I was hanging out with him too. But I wasn't thinking coronavirus at the time because I just said, that was like, I had just got the flu before I went to California. So I had already had the flu right before I left. And then I got better. And then when I came out back to New York, I got this thing. And I was like, how the hell did I get the flu twice? Like, I don't even get it. I just thought it was like a really bad case of the flu. And then it wasn't until all this stuff came out and then I actually read the symptoms. And I said, I must have had that thing. And, in New York City, it's like the epicenter right now, epicenter of the. All you guys have to be careful up there because Cuomo's shutting everything down. Everybody's shutting everything down.
Well, it's not like that in Houston. Are you home? I'm assuming you're in Houston.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
Is that
I'm in my house? I haven't left.
Yeah, well, that's normal for you. But
right.
Is that the case down there? Is everything getting shut down there too, or no?
Yeah, they shut down the rodeo, man.
Rodeo.
Yeah, they shut down the freaking rodeo.
Are you the only black man that shows up at a rodeo?
I would never go to I went to the rodeo one time, and they made us wait 3 hours for a bus to get back to our cars, and I vowed I would never go back again, and I never did because that's ridiculous. But everybody goes there. I mean, they had the K-pop band there for the first time. I think they got to play before they shut it down, so that was nice. Something different. And then they shut down all the restaurants. There's a restaurant right across from me, and that parking lot's completely empty. There's like a slow drive-through going through. But then we got this Korean barbecue place where you have to go in there and cook your own food. So how do you take that out? That's what I was wondering. Like, I got to go over there and see what they're doing. Because you can't,
awesome.
would it just give you raw meat and you go home and you cook it? It doesn't make sense. So some people are really suffering over this virus thing. It's bad. And as far as musicians are concerned, I don't even own a radio, so I don't know how that would work. Like, I don't even know anybody with a radio.
I think you have to go to the store first.
Well, it's still. I mean, everybody has their Sirius XM or satellite radio. I'm assuming these rules still apply for satellite.
Yeah,
which you can access on your computer.
I think we're doing great because of streaming, so that's good. I mean, that whatever Donald Trump signed and that musician bill, whatever that thing was, that's helped out a lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just sitting on my butt doing nothing. Practicing my four fingers, and then,
I still don't believe it, but he claims
dude, it's so much better now. I'll make a matching, but it's so much better now because that's all I've been doing. I've been watching sailing videos. That's a nice thing to do. You just
what kind of videos? What
sailing? I've been watching these guys sail from like California to Hawaii.
Yeah,
sailor videos. Danny's a former Marine, so sailor videos mean something very specific.
Yes. I just like.
Yeah. We're not talking about no giant aircraft carriers. We're just talking about little guys.
Oh God, no. That's has nothing to do with aircraft carriers or boats or anything.
He's talking about porn with
sexual marines. Is that am I missing something?
Young man, take a look at your life.
I see where you guys are going.
Even though it's
you can stay there, by the way.
We can stay there. You hear what he said? I see where you're going. You can stay there.
Dude, I didn't think I had to go any further than my sailor videos, but okay.
I mean, that whole, listen, some people, when I got it, and they were talking, I heard some people saying people were getting it before they were even, before it was like a big deal. Mm-hmm. And then they got over it. And so I clearly had it because
there's also people that died that we don't know that they died from.
Well, true.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
but
I had it because I was definitely short of breath, and I remember that because that was just something weird that never happened before. I was like, because I'm used to it because we've been traveling so much to Colorado and these other places where
dirty places like that.
I was in Peru and I was in the bed and I didn't know I was 5,000 feet, and I was just like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? I'm dying.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was 5,000 feet. So,
I guess that's what bothers me. I mean, it's, of course, with anything you got to take care of yourself. And you get any kind of flu, any kind of virus, you got to be careful. But at the same time, the numbers still are kind of low.
Right.
And PJ, go ahead.
No, you're right because I got a chart here that I've been looking at. You know me, I got nothing else better to do. I got like sister.
No radio,
it's like
plenty
the
of
Matrix
charts.
In here, man.
So sign right there.
now,
what happens
like
when you're
right
home
now-
too long?
I know, right? Let me see. Damn freaking radio motherfuckers.
Why the fuck did I even call? Yeah.
So it's 254,000. Well, it's like 254,996 people. Total confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
10,444 deaths. Mm-hmm. And 80,351 people recovered, which is, I'm not in there because I never got.
Right, you were never officially diagnosed, right?
No, yeah, I was never. So 87,000 people have recovered, 10,000 people, and there's still 7 billion people on the planet.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're all going to
I
get
don't
it
know what the hell they're talking about.
because we're all going to get it. That's the point is we're all going to get it. Like that's
It's inevitable.
like
actually,
right.
yeah.
We're all going to get it. It's just let's not all get it at the same time. That's what
We're all going to
this
get
is
it.
all
Let's
about.
not just get it all at the same time.
Correct.
I got you.
That's
all
it.
right. Got it.
But
So
but again,
just
isn't
not-
that the case with any flu or any virus? You know,
No, but the
gonna
thing
get
is
it.
we have like some herd immunities, and we have some maybe not 100% effective vaccines, but we have information and ability to fight those things before they even start.
Right.
So
okay.
here we are in something that's new, and that's why it's called novel, because it's new and distinct. And once
wait till
that's
next
over-
year when we get a new one.
Hopefully
We
not.
could do this all over again.
Well,
Shut
you
down
know-
everything. You know what we should do? Just keep shutting things down. We'll find another planet where there's no viruses.
Another planet.
Well, that's, SARS, MERS, like all those things, these things, they happen, they get shut down, and we learn how to overcome them. That's all. We're just at the point where we don't know, we can't handle
so
it
we're
yet.
sucking at it now?
Yeah, we suck right now. Ha ha!
Okay, good.
You
we're gonna
didn't know
suck
that
even
you were
more
on the
next
phone
year.
with Dracula,
What do you
did
think is
you?
gonna happen next year? The same thing's going to happen next year. We're going to have another big pandemic, and everybody's going to get it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens because
No, it's still going to be
That's
this.
what we have to do. We just have to wait.
Probably.
It's still going to be
Just have
this
to wait
next
it
year.
out. I have to go. I got one roll of. I got one tissue paper left.
Oh boy.
Not even a whole roll. I just got the sheet. Just one
This
sheet.
is one square.
Oh my God, are you going to be okay?
I got one square. Well, I've been holding it in for like the past 2 weeks, so I'm good. So I'm going to go down to the supermarket and see if I can find a roll.
Use
if
their
not, I'm just
bathroom.
going to have to go into a public bathroom and steal one because that's always an option.
Or just shit in their bathroom.
No, nobody does that.
Oh, well. Yeah, I guess I'm nobody then.
Gina Conjemi Coffin says in Iran, 10 people every 10 minutes are getting it.
Well, that means a person a minute. That's like going 60 miles an hour is a mile in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, this was going a mile a minute. Oh, it was going 60 miles an hour?
That's a lot of numbers you throw in.
Yeah, true, right.
So
Yeah, I mean, people are going to get it. I mean, this is going to happen. All our gigs got canceled.
I was about to ask, are you pissed that your gigs are canceled, or are you just like, screw it, more time
I'm
at
not
home?
pissed about the one in New York, of course. I'm glad. Didn't want to go up there.
You're
It's like,
unbelievable.
oh my God, fucking Cuomo and De Blasio and the bus lanes.
They have nothing to do with your gig. You get to
Yeah, they
just
do.
come up and play your gig and move on. What do they have to do with your
New York
gig?
City, Long Island. It's May 9th, right? I mean, we're not even in April, and this is how paranoid they are. They canceled it.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
it's May 9th.
I agree.
So
It makes me mad.
I was on my way to Panama today. That got canceled. Thank God. I didn't want to go down there neither. And then
He doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't want to go
He
anywhere.
hates
It's like
everybody.
the wrong career field to have chosen.
I do not like traveling internationally now. I hate it, and I don't want to do it ever again.
Should have been a
I
farmer.
did my whole 20 years of it. Now I don't. If I want to see someplace international, I just turn on YouTube, and there's people who walk around, and then you can experience another country without actually having to go there, which is almost the same thing.
I just have like a quick question, Mark. Is how would you feel if you found out that De Blasio was the biggest Spin Doctors fan in the world? Like it's like every song on his playlist. Like he loves you guys,
Right, he has the B-sides. He has
and he like
everything.
makes sure that he pays for all of his music. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
Like he
funny.
loves you that much. He's like, I got to make sure that Mark White has toilet paper to wipe his ass with. So I'm going to buy
I
this.
wish that was true, because then I would get to meet him, and then I would tell him, "You're running the goddamn city in the ground. Grow up. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Biggest fan would
Goddamn
be
bus
Crush.
lanes. What's next?" I mean, listen. When I was growing up in the city, the Fifth Avenue was a free for all. It was no bus lanes. You just did what you had to do.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
was
I remember
great.
the same.
And now, I just drove down there one night the other night. I was just driving around. I was like, "Are you kidding?" And I don't even know what to do. Like, can I drive in it now? Can I make a right turn? And then there's like on 42nd Street, you can't even make a right turn on the Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Like, who comes up with this stuff? It's crazy. They
engineers.
ruined it. So you can tell. I wish, if he was a huge Spin Doctor fan, we would have a meeting, and then New York City would get back on track, because I would just lay into him, just like those New Yorkers did the other night. He had a town meeting, and they just laid into him, and I was like, there you go. See, these are real New Yorkers. They're not just going to take it.
Right.
So anyway, We got the only thing we have left right now that's not canceled so far is Atlantic City, New Jersey, which will be that's May 15th.
Well, you know those people don't care about anything. So
Thank God.
All right, so as of now, May 15th in Atlantic City, Spin Doctors, that's still on.
And Charleston, South Carolina got moved to October 2nd.
Okay.
We're probably not even going to be around by then, so I don't even know what the hell they're doing.
yeah, statistically speaking, one of you guys is totally dying from this.
And
I saw that
no,
on
the whole
CNN.
planet.
I'm voting for Chris.
None of you guys are going to be around either. You're
Oh, that's fine.
Allah
ground
willing.
zero.
Allah willing.
Most people don't want us around anyway. I think if the virus doesn't take us out,
Today's
somebody
already
else
the
will.
20th.
What?
And my girlfriend's flight got canceled.
So come on, the way you drive, it'll take you 3 hours to get to her. Go get her and bring her back to the house.
I think I'm gonna go to Oregon.
I think he's taking a shit
Yeah,
right
for a
now.
while.
What was that? Oh yeah, you're gonna go to Oregon? Isn't it colder
Yeah,
there?
Not inside her house.
Isn't that where hippies go to retire?
Isn't
Not
that a
where I'm
form
going
of-
to be.
Isn't that a form of
I'm going to be in Salam, so I'll be all right. It's not as bad as Portland.
Or Ashland.
Yeah,
Those
or
hippies.
Corvallis.
Yeah.
I think it's called. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll
Klamath
just meet her
Falls.
somewhere.
We're just
I don't
naming
know.
Oregon cities. now.
All right, so
I like Texas. So what am I going to do?
Go to Oregon.
What am I going to do, Tony?
Don't
Where's
go to.
Sallie?
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Good one, Danny.
Sally is she's not here today. She took the day off.
Where's Eric?
Eric is he's MIA, man.
He's trapped on his bidet right now.
He's enjoying it a little too much.
He's got a ball gag in.
Anymore.
No, he still calls. He didn't call today, but he still calls.
What's his name again?
Kenny.
George?
Kenny.
Oh,
You were
hey,
close.
Kenny, how you doing? I'm sorry I still blocked you, but I'm not having any more Trump haters on my page, so kiss my ass.
I thought you unblocked him.
No, I've been blocking everybody now. Every time somebody comes to my page, you get blocked.
Oh.
Not dealing with it.
That's actually a good way to go
ridiculous.
through it. Yeah.
You know, just blocking them. And you know what? You know, it's funny. Eric's ex-girlfriend, she hasn't been on Facebook in a while, and she came on my page and she saw Trump 2020 on there, and she just private messaging, Mark, is this true? Is this, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. I mean, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, unfriend. She unfriended me.
Wow.
I think we're getting the argument
I've known
against
her for
catfish
30 years.
right now.
Do you guys in the band ever fight over politics, or you just stick to
No,
your
they
music?
don't have to mess with me.
They know not
Don't
to
mess
mess
with
with you. Yeah.
Right. So we don't talk. Listen, I'll sit in the van and they'll be bitching about Trump.
I hope it's not the back of the van.
And I'll just sit there and listen. I don't say nothing. But somebody asks me a question, then they're in trouble. But I don't say anything. You know, I'm not going to get into it with them, and I'm not going to get. I don't really like to get into it with anybody. It's, you know, everybody should be just free to do what they want. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, true.
As soon as I finish screwing around with you, I'm going to go drive down to the supermarket because it's raining. I can get all this stupid pollen off my car. You know, we have a ton of pollen, so my car's yellow now. It used to be black, but now it's yellow.
It's like a tree bukkake movie.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So, who's that? Who the hell's talking to me?
Well, because Eric and Sallie aren't here today, so we
It's
have
that young guy, right? What's that little
the young guy. That's Danny Coronado.
Hey, how's it
Coronado. What is that? What is he?
Italian.
What am I? I'm human.
Are you're the Marine guy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, man.
Well, and Andy right next to me, he was also in the service.
That's Air Force.
What service?
Air Force. Chair Force.
Thank you for your service, man.
Thanks for the thanks.
Hey, I went to the Air Force base, man. I had a great time, man. I went to the
Best food, best looking women.
They're nice. Yo,
Best
those
food, best
bases
looking
are
women.
nice.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
no joke,
There's been times where, like, when I finish my contract, I wanted to switch over.
dude.
Really?
You can tell who the
miserable.
Marines are visiting the base because they're just like,
There's food here. Like,
what? Nobody's yelling at me.
right.
Like they just let me walk.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the best looking women.
Oh,
part.
God.
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely,
yeah.
by far the best.
Really?
looking women. Oh yeah. It's not
I've
even like
never heard this.
Yeah.
There were some hot girls at that base.
Yes.
I went to.
Hey, yeah.
And
Really?
actually, if
I'm not
anything, they're
surprised.
hot. Yes,
Yeah.
like they're like we get the good recruits.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to
Wow.
put.
Because they're like more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would.
I saw it too, and I'm not even in the service. I just happened to be there and I saw it.
Yeah.
There was a guard. I was like, damn, look at that booty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Marine women tend to be more bro-ish.
Bisexual.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right too. That's okay.
I didn't see any Marine girls when I went to the base. I went to the Camp Pelham.
You saw them. They just didn't look like women.
There you go.
The beard was probably hiding.
Right. They bigger shoulders than you. That's
You know, it's funny, that Marine base I went to, that was a scary place, man. Nobody was smiling, and everybody was like...
Yeah, everyone's dead inside.
Yeah.
That's usually
the 1,000-yard stairs for real.
Yeah.
You know, those people weren't messing. When I got to the Air Force base, everybody was chill, and I got to do a flight simulator. That was nice for the A-10.
Oh, very cool.
Nailed it. You know, it's funny. You can't bring cameras in there. I could bring cameras everywhere else, but that was the one place I couldn't bring
But I
cameras.
felt like I was there when you did that sound effect just now.
I took off. You know what? I didn't crash. I was one of the few people that didn't crash.
Nice.
I took off, blew up a bunch of tanks, and I landed.
The way you said that totally sounded like it was a sexual thing. I blew up a bunch of tanks.
Maybe to you, because there's something wrong with you.
No, but he's kind of
married?
he's kind of onto something because it is almost sexual for you. Like you don't you strike me as the type that would rather blow up a tank than have sex.
No, I would rather do both.
At the same time.
25 hours a day, I have plenty of time. It only takes like a couple seconds to blow up a tank because I just did it. And I blew up a whole bunch of them.
Does the other
Then I had the rest of the day to do whatever I want.
Oh, all right, there you go.
I could have sex.
It's not roadhead, it's airhead.
You know?
Totally different.
What the hell's wrong with you guys?
We got a list, pal.
We don't have time. I think we spent a lot of time talking to Elio, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to
live that down.
Not going to lie, I'm not going to be able to. I don't think we can get
So,
to.
Tony,
Yes, sir.
are you satisfied?
Am I satisfied?
Are you satisfied with all my, whatever I had? Oh, you know what I know what else I wanted to tell you?
Go ahead.
I'm seeing buses.
New
what?
York, we see buses all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Well, think about it. There's people on the bus
Ah, right, yeah.
together.
Because like what Elio was saying, one of the many things that Elio said about Italy.
This doesn't make sense to me. I see two buses right now, and I don't know why they're running. There shouldn't be the buses. If you're telling me you can't have a restaurant, then why the hell are all these people on a bus sitting right next to each other?
Getting that A10.
But see, that's part of my
Time to
problem.
light
That's
'em up.
part of my issue here. While we have to be careful, we don't want to get sick, whether it's Corona or anything else. But at the same time, we should still be able to. I personally think we should still be able to live our normal lives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no.
So good
But
for
then,
those people
listen,
on the bus.
I'm calling up our little peanut head mayor. I'm asking, hey, what's going on with these buses? There shouldn't be any buses.
Can you, when you
Because,
call,
we
can
don't
you
have
say, "Can I
subways
speak
here.
to
We just
Mr.
have
Peanut Head Mayor"? Can you word it that way when you call them?
You know, I wish I could. I probably will. I probably would because he's a peanut head. That guy, I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, why do we have buses? I don't get it.
He's nuts.
Maybe they're all, hey,
Try the meal.
But
I'll be here all week.
Maybe they're all nurses going to work.
Maybe they're empty and they're just driving around to make us feel good.
That's true too.
Right?
You know,
Yeah, they were getting paid.
I gotta get some. I gotta go get me a steak.
Oh, now you're
chicken.
talking. I did that yesterday.
There was no chicken at the supermarket, and I was like, "Oh man, there's no chicken. Can't make any fried chicken." I know how to.
Well, good luck.
I'm
Good luck finding some.
I'm like the one black guy that can't make fried chicken. I have tried and failed every single time. I just have to go to Popeyes.
I hope they're open for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
No,
All right, well, good.
well, they have a drive-through.
Oh, all right, good. So you're all set.
Yeah. That's right.
All
All
right.
right, you guys.
Thank
Take
you,
care,
pal.
man.
And yes, I am satisfied as always. Always a lot of fun talking to you, pal. I appreciate it.
Stay healthy.
I didn't have that much fun this time, to be honest with you.
Oh,
But
I'm
maybe
sorry. Well,
Mission accomplished on my end.
all right. Stay healthy, pal. Thanks again.
Take care.
All right, bud.
See you, Mark. So Danielle's really kind of letting me have it today. Aren't you glad you came out to Levittown?
I am. I hearted that.
I know, but I thought she was like being like
she's trying to prod
sarcastic.
me?
Yeah, no, trying to prompt me. Because we spent a lot of time on the phone instead of just the three of us. So, but I thought
No, like that's what we were saying is that it's so much better not actually talking.
I thought there was a lot of reactions.
No, absolutely, and it was actually it was fascinating. I would have been watching at home. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then you were always the first one to complain about not being able to get in quick enough with your comments because of
oh my god, the delay.
Right.
Exactly. No, this is that's what I'm saying. This is
No, but I literally saw him
So
like doing
satisfying.
one of these. Like he would like like every now
Because I wanted to be respectful to Elio, because there was a ton of shit that he said that I was like, oh God, that's hilarious.
But the problem talking with Elio is because he was FaceTiming on my phone.
Right.
So he wasn't. This TV is patched into so we can hear him.
Right.
But he wasn't hearing us. So you guys might not have been hurt. He might not have been able to hear, which is why I kept kind of twisting and stuff. But
no. It is. It's too late.
Whatever, dude.
You can't go back. Yeah.
You can't go back. All right. Let's
stay
for an extra hour.
Listen, I made the commitment to be here.
I thought it was kind of cool what he was suggesting.
Cool.
Carla and Mike and Tim, they did their show last night. That they talked a lot about trying to get the comedians paid.
I tuned in, and Carla wasn't here.
Well, she was on the phone the whole time.
Okay.
She was on the phone the whole time.
Because there was echoey.
Wait, so
there was echo. Yeah,
so
technical issues.
Comedians right now, obviously, there's no work for them, right? So.
Pretty much everything's been canceled, at least for March, and some of them you start seeing April stuff. Well, I'm part of a veterans group that we do a lot of like VFWs and whatnot, and our next gig was April 11th, and that already got canceled.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. So because that was in Lindenhurst, and
we've already lost Knockem Dead Comedy. We've lost three or four jobs in April. In April already, not count, of course, March too, but in April we've already lost gigs.
You know what I was going to say earlier is when you come to our website, get on our mailing list. I'm like, are you sending out daily or weekly? Like, still canceled. Everything's still canceled. Thanks for subscribing. You're still canceled.
We'll email you a joke.
Actually, are you guys on YouTube? Because you can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we could send people
monetize
videos of old shows.
We're both part of that thing that Neil Rubenstein had.
Which I thought was a great idea.
Which is a bunch of like artists. It doesn't just have to be comedians. It's matter of fact, it has been music so far.
Right. Yeah.
Where we're part of this group where they send 2 people a day, sometimes 3, but 2 people a day. Post what they want pushed.
Okay.
like they have an album that dropped,
right.
or they have like sketches or Instagram they want people to follow. And what we all do is we all jump on and we.
So it's like supports them.
Yes, exactly. We go out and share their stuff and subscribe.
Yeah.
So
it is. Cool. Normally I would be way too busy to like find all of these people.
Right.
Because even that Godzilla.
Yeah, that heavy metal.
Hardcore heavy metal is not even remotely close. Hardcore, even hardcore, I'm like, I sound like a pussy saying it. Like it's just not nearly hardcore enough.
Right.
Coming out of my mouth anyway.
A lot of things come out of his mouth.
Yeah, they do. More go in. But they. It's like intense.
Yeah.
Like the music. I put it on and I quieted it down for a while, but I kept putting it back on and being like, I actually would love to like. I'm always thinking like cinematically, like this would be really good for like a movie. Like actually would be good music for a movie. So, but I wouldn't have found these things.
Joan Coupier, she says 100% of the Suffolk workforce has to stay home 8:20. Well, I'm assuming she means 3:22. She wrote 8:22. So I'm going to say 3:22 at 8 p.m. 100% of the Suffolk workforce?
Damn.
Oh, wow.
But that doesn't make sense. I mean, you're not counting cops and nurses and doctors.
No.
Are you,
those are like essential.
That's essential. 100% non-essential.
Right, 100% non-essential.
Right.
Staying home.
Where were you stationed? Where in the world?
I was in New Orleans. Oh,
okay. So you were in New Orleans?
Yeah. So I think right across there was like Algiers.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I feel like you don't know.
No.
Okay. So New Orleans. Let's just say New Orleans.
Right.
Okay. So I was there.
I've never been to New Orleans. Well,
Me neither.
so there were hurricanes. Was there ever a hurricane when you were there?
I was. I think I was there during Hurricane. What was it?
The big one, Katrina?
No,
the one that hit Houston that really screwed up Houston.
Right.
Because I'm doing the calculation in my head as we're talking.
Right.
So they used to, and you didn't do something essential. What did you do?
Well, I was legal services.
Right, so that's totally not essential.
Yeah.
And you find out like how essential you are when something like that happens.
Right, because then I don't have to.
I was stationed. I was stationed in Minot, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Which Minot? Why not Minot? Friesen's the reason.
Right.
Minot's not the middle of nowhere, but you sure as hell can see it from there. But we would get these crazy blizzards, and it would get down to -70.
Oh my God.
And then the wind would start and it would be like minus 90.
Yeah.
And so you can't, so non-essential personnel becomes like a very serious thing. And you know, like I was in office work. I did like maintenance scheduling and yeah, I was never in work when it got, and they used to make fun of it for it. And I used to have the same thing. Guys would come off the flight line into my office because I worked right on the flight line. They come in and be like, "Hey man, you should feel really guilty for cashing your paycheck," which also shows you how long ago this was, because nobody has a paycheck anymore.
Right.
And I'd be like, "Hey man, I can't help it if our Uncle Sam saw fit to use my talents in a climate-controlled environment." Yeah, I was very popular in North Dakota.
You run into those people too, like all the time. They're like, "Oh, well, why like why do you have this like cushy job or whatever, right?"
Yeah, like, because I did really good on a test.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can read. I don't know. How am I supposed to answer that?
Go move this box.
You're really good standing out in that field, though. I'll tell you what, it's a talent. It's the kind of thing that can't be taught. Just standing there.
Wow, I had no idea it got that cold.
Oh God, yeah. But I actually, the first time I ever went out in a minus 70-degree day, I put on all my issued stuff. I had this parka, face mask, goggles, these mittens that went to here, and there was like a string that attached them in case you had to take it off, and then you could recover it if it was you were in snow and put it back on. Yeah. Had muckluck boots, which had inserts in them and everything. And I'm like, first minus 70 day, it was a Saturday, and I'm like, I need soap and cigarettes. So I walked to the shopette.
Okay.
The next mart.
Right.
And so it was only like a quarter mile away. I'm like, this is not far. I walk over there. I get there, and I'm like dizzy because it was so cold outside. Beginning stages of hypothermia. I get my soap, I get my my cigarettes, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, wait, let me warm up a little before I go. So I'm there for probably about a half an hour, got a coffee, and then I walk back. Now, I had like a plastic bag. This also shows you how long ago this was. And the plastic bag, because of the wind, I was holding it, but it was like whipping against my leg, even though it had soap and cigarettes in it.
Yeah.
Just whapping against my leg, and then it broke because it was so cold. It froze, then shattered. And so I had to like quickly get all my soap and cigarettes, put them in my pockets, and head the rest of the way home.
Damn.
So between the hypothermia and the plastic freezing, it was interesting. It was a.
Jeez. Guess you're never going back out in 70-degree weather.
Well, I actually loved North Dakota. Really? I loved the people.
There's people?
Yeah, well, I used to say, like, I'm like
but in that weather, who would live there?
Well, cultural anthropology. I'm a huge fan of cultural anthropology, and so I understand why they built the railroad, because they had to get to the other side.
Okay.
I just don't understand why anybody got
off. Right. Who would get off that?
Well, they're all Norwegian.
This sounds good.
Minot had the largest North American Nordic festival called the Norsk Høstfest every year. It still do. They still do.
Well, there's a reason to live there.
It's actually all like it's one of those things, with like getting goat roped into doing thing. You have to go and do things. It is one of the best things to go and do because it's all these old people who are just so happy that you're there. And so you're away from home. For me, it was the first time. Well, it wasn't really the first time I was away from home, but being so far from home.
Yeah.
It's like being in another country.
Well,
and they would just be like, "Oh, how are you doing? Oh, would you like to learn how to do a polka? Well, we'll show you how to do the polka then." I'm like, okay. And
they probably have no crimes.
No, they do, and they have like travelers, like their homeless people are migrational. Like they're there in the summer, and then they migrate south.
So homeless people have summer homes?
In a way,
summer boxes,
summer stops,
summer trees, summer gullies,
summer stations, summer
boxes. It's
Jeez. So Bonnie Scalisi, who hosts Three's Company on Wednesday nights, she wrote her brother who is autistic. His group home housemate has a fever and was tested for the virus. Bonnie is his guardian, so if they are quarantined, she has to go out to Deer Park to drop everything off that they need daily, along with just take her dad and her boys.
Oh,
I'm at the max as a caregiver right now. What's going on with your dad? I didn't know you had your dad. She has two autistic sons, so she's with them all the time, and their services are closed. So yes, wow, Bonnie's got a lot on her plate, man. Bonnie is she's our hero. She's fantastic. Wow.
Hang in there, Bonnie.
Yeah, and good luck. Hope everybody, your brother and everybody in his home, hope they're all right. So so he was tested for the virus. You don't know if he definitely has it yet. And even if he does, again, it just from talking to Mark, talking to John yesterday, it just sounds like it's 5 to 7 days, and it seems like you're okay as long as you're healthy otherwise. So
and the
test
is in Jones Beach.
There's also one in at Stony Brook by me at the university, the South P lot, which is the largest parking lot at Stony Brook University.
Oh, shit.
If any of you Nassau County people, if you go down to Jones Beach where they do the Christmas lights every year, that you go down there, and then there's a parking lot just so, as you're getting towards the end of where the lights would be. That you make that right into that little parking lot there, and that's where they're doing
I think both of them you have to call a number and essentially make an appointment.
Yes, that's
true.
Yes.
Do not just show up.
Okay.
Call. Make sure you call.
And I believe the purpose of calling is make an appointment, but also because they're not testing everybody.
Right.
Some people are getting turned away depending on their symptoms.
Right.
Which is a good thing too.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, if you got light symptoms, you're not gonna want to waste the test on you.
exactly. And waste their time and again. Save the hospitals
the equipment because like the single use things like masks and whatnot. Now you're fine. Like now they've used a mask that was unnecessary.
And that's what John was saying yesterday when he called. You're keeping your window closed almost the whole time. You're showing them your license through the window. You're answering any questions you
All
can
of a sudden
through the
everybody's
window.
a libertarian. Like, you have no authority to stop me. I do not. Are you a sheriff or duly elected official of this area? Like all of a sudden, that's the cool thing to do. Cops like, thank you for being a dick. It's keeping us all safe.
It's like wearing a condom.
That's like porn for me. I love watching that shit where like cops end up ripping the window off and whatever and throwing them out of the car. I love watching it.
I like watching, especially now since there's no baseball to watch. I'm watching a lot of baseball brawls.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Hockey fights. These are the things to watch.
But there's something about baseball brawls that I don't know. I like them better because you have
feckless. Like nobody ends up actually like hitting each other.
Well, right, because you have those 5 seconds of I'm coming to beat you up, and then by then the pitcher's are already running off, throwing his glove, and somebody else is coming in. So yeah, they.
Well, I don't know what I'm always. That's one of the things. Like baseball was not like realistic to me as like a place to end up because nobody fights like people fought in where I grew up. Like, because that bat would be the first thing that you take with you. I don't care if it's broken or anything. Right. Like, matter of fact, I would break it so I could stab you better. That's
baseball,
right? Like, I mean, like I'm like I can't relate to these players.
American Pie, hot dogs, and broken bats.
Only 50% of players survive.
Right, exactly. Like it's like got a real serious mortality rate to it. He's got a great swing, and he also can beat people to death with it.
He's quite the ninja.
He can kill somebody in one shot with that bat.
All right, we're going a few minutes late, and we'll cut this off in a minute. But speaking of sports, if it's okay, which I loved in your act, he calls himself one of the, I think the only Hispanic guy that doesn't like soccer.
Yeah, so the only Hispanic in the world that doesn't watch soccer at all.
So you're a minority in a minority.
Right, so that's why I did it's like being an immigrant amongst immigrants sort of thing.
Right.
But I've had so many conversations die that way. Where they're like, hey, so what's up? You see the game? I'm like, no. They're like,
so
they literally do
Madrid or Barca?
Exactly. Exactly it.
Oh, dude, I'm a huge soccer fan. So. But I'm
now,
not Spanish at all. I know, it's crazy.
But I get one of those, and they're like, okay, so whatever. Like they just talk to the other person. And I totally die.
Now I met your girlfriend when we did she's lovely.
Yeah.
But is that a problem too? Like you go to meet her dad or something, you're time to bond and get to know the dad, and he's ready to talk soccer. You're like, eh.
Is he Spanish? Is she Spanish also?
Well, my girlfriend is Spanish. Well, are you saying are you saying the one that came up to you?
The one that you introduced me to after the show?
No, that's my girlfriend's cousin.
Oh, that was your girlfriend's cousin.
Sorry, baby, if you're watching.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, but either way,
she's lovely too.
But if they're cousins, then they're still.
So,
your girlfriend is one that came in a little late.
Right.
She was lovely too.
Yeah,
I do remember. So,
Anyway,
all right, so the question still applies, damn it.
Yeah. No, but with their family, I think they watch a lot of soccer too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I have nothing to relate to them,
Right.
like at all.
Right, so you're new to the family, and they're like, "Hey,
Danny's-
Danny, come in. You want to see? You're gonna
Well,
do the game."
well, I've been-
He seems nice, but I don't know. There's something wrong with that kid.
Absolutely, right? Yeah. And like it was one of the first things that like I remember meeting a lot of people, and it's kind of like the first thing that they talk about is fucking soccer, and I'm
Right.
like, I hate it. I really do. Like, let's have
You
a
have to.
good conversation about
You know what you
something
do? You have to pick a league nobody likes, like the Japanese league.
Oh,
Well,
like-
really, I only watch J League. I'm a huge Osaka fan. You know, something like that. Just
like a
really
random
obscure.
sport.
I don't pay attention to anything except Osaka. So unless you're talking about J League Osaka, I don't know what you're talking about. But because then you get the credibility of like
I don't think
being
you
into
can pull it off
soccer.
with, like a straight face.
You just have to be angry enough to do it. Like I gotta fucking say this again.
We
You
had,
know what I'm saying?
we had in here about a year ago. You're a Beatles fan, yeah?
I am a Beatles fan. Yes, that's like really the primary music I grew up.
Oh,
with.
all right. So do you know who Billy J. Kramer is or no?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. He was.
I'm all in on the Beatles. I don't know that.
All right. Never mind. He was an English singer, and the Beatles wrote a lot of songs for him in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a
okay.
few hits with them. He was in here with us.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, about a year ago. And we were talking to him about, the early days with the Beatles and stuff. And for me, it was a big thrill. Probably the closest I'll ever get to a Beatle. So it was really cool, but he was here for the whole show. So like you're saying before, talking to Elio, you're like, oh, good, I have to talk for a minute. Same thing, like after a while, I was like, all right, what else am I going to talk to this guy about?
Right.
So I think we just asked him, so what else do you like? And he started talking about soccer. He's from England. He started talking about soccer, or football, as they put it.
Footy.
And he was like, well, you guys don't know, what I'm talking about. You guys don't know anything about it. And Eric was like, oh, I know you're talking about. I'm a big sports guy. And Billy said something about his favorite player was this guy Best. His last name was Best.
Well, so then he was a Man U guy then, huh? He was into Manchester United.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Eric,
that's exactly me. Like,
Yeah.
in this
well, right. Well,
See, to me, it's like I have to know everything about everything. So
Yeah.
this is like a puzzle.
well, that's the thing. Eric is just Eric is so good at fooling people. He's such a great bullshit artist. He got the name right. He did know the name as a soccer player. Oh yeah,
Right.
George Best.
Well, he's captain of the team of the
Okay.
England team that last won.
That still doesn't mean he
World
should know
Cup.
the name. But he said it. So Billy J. Kramer was like, yes. So this guy felt, oh, these guys are great. They know what I'm talking
Right.
about. But me, the whole time, we're like, oh, no idea what the hell he's talking about. But it bought us probably another 15 minutes of conversation. But yeah, so he just totally faked his way through it, which you're gonna have to learn if you're gonna
Yeah.
get in good with the dad, because
yeah.
You need to talk to Eric.
Well,
yeah, right. Paid lessons. That'll be your next class here. Bullshit lessons with Eric Shevlin.
Yeah. No, well, yeah.
Bullshit. That's the new podcast. Bullshitting with Eric.
BSP Bullshit Podcast with Eric Shevlin.
There isn't just one S word in the bullshitting game anymore.
All right,
I could
there
totally
you go.
do this.
It does sound like something he could pull off. All right, there you go. It's 1:15. We went a few minutes over because we were having fun. Andrew Plagano says, always. Danny Coronado, as always. You guys are a lot of fun. Really enjoy you guys coming in. Thanks for the donuts and the
no
coffee
worries.
and everything.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys didn't even drink any coffee.
Actually, this is hot chocolate, believe it or
Oh,
not.
it's hot
Hot
chocolate.
chocolate?
Oh, there you go. So,
Damn it! I would have drank it.
well, yeah, screw it. We're here for another hour because they're not going to stop with this stuff. So thank you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for putting up with all the phone calls and hanging out and all the comments. You guys are great. So again, stay healthy, stay safe. Hope you're still enjoying yourselves. Again, Carla and Mike and Tim last night trying to figure out a way to get comedians paid. So if anybody has any suggestions, any ideas, you can contact us, govsradio.com. We hope everybody's hanging in there. I think, did they officially freeze mortgages?
Not
yet?
I don't know.
The New York State, but it's like a financial hardship thing. Like there's,
Yeah.
I didn't read everything with it, but I'm
The guy
sure
who has to
that
know everything
there's-
about everything.
Well, that's well, I knew that it's there, but
It's kind of
but
not official.
There's
yet,
going to
right?
be there are details that need to be better
Right.
understood.
So it's all right. So hopefully that's on its way. If there's if there's relief like that, well then I think that'll make everybody
Yes.
a little more at ease, and hopefully they're able to enjoy themselves at home a little bit more and just
I like
think
to
of it as a
enjoy myself
vacation.
at the home all the time.
have you shut down your business?
We're taking next week off. We
Next
took
week.
today off. We take next week off just to kind of, as long as our customers pay us, It's just, I have a small operation. But
Right.
I don't want to screw my people over.
No, of course, right.